Welcome everyone to South Kitsap High School, and after a little rain earlier today, it's a beautiful evening for football. We're happy to be coming live to you this evening on SKTV, Wave Cable, Channel 205, and we're also streaming this game live in high definition on YouTube. You can find the link on the game by going to the school district homepage and click on SKTV. Tonight, the Wolves take on the Puyallup Vikings. I'm Lee Ladeau, and joining me in the booth tonight is Brian Pickard. And just before we start with the football game, I just want to say good job by our color guard for tonight. It was Second Class Petty Officer Caleb Dean, Seaman Apprentice Caleb Burdham, Seaman Apprentice Darby Thompson, and Lieutenant Junior Grade Brendan Fields. Good job by the color guard. So, Brian, you know, we haven't won a game this season, but I can tell you just today alone we had an assembly in the school today. The kids seemed pumped. Everyone seemed excited. It's been Spirit Week all week. And you wouldn't think these kids have lost a game, to be honest, and I think that's a good job, not just by the kids, but by the coaching staff as a whole. So, you know, personally, I'm looking forward to these boys getting their first win tonight.
I think they're right for it. They're coming off 3 tough losses, but all 3 teams they've played are top-ranked teams. First 2 are in the top, 4?
Well, you had number 2 Sumner, number 5 Graham Kapowskin, so you can't ask for worse than that.
And then last week they played a top 5 team in the AAA division in Ferndale. Quality teams, nothing bad to say about them, and it's been tough to open the season with those 3. But I think they're ready. They're playing hard. They seem to be up and positive, and we're ready for a football game. And I think a first win for the Wolves.
Yes, and sir, I got to say, I don't know a lot about the Puyallup Vikings. What I have heard is that their quarterback is one of the elite quarterbacks in our state, so that'll be interesting to watch him. And, you know, perhaps it's because they tend to pass it 40 to 50 times a game. So we're going to see how much they throw the ball, and I know, talking to Coach Kralik today, that he's more than prepared for them to be throwing it. He's got some schemes worked out, so hopefully everything's going to be good to go.
I think a key to that would be, of course, putting pressure on him with our defensive linemen, which are some big quality guys, and then, of course, our back, defensive backs that will be tested. But we've got some speed there and some real hustle, so be a good matchup.
Yep, Puyallup have elected to receive the ball by all accounts. I didn't quite see that, but I know they're receiving. Looking at the crowd tonight, might not be one of our bigger crowds, but we still have a fair number out there, and we still got them coming in, so that's a good sign. A lot of the students are out. The weather's a little bit cold, even though it stopped raining, so it's still nice to see them all out there.
Well, the Wolves are going to be sporting some new uniforms tonight. They're looking good in their top gray, new safe helmets.
Yes, they got a lot going on there with these uniforms. I don't know if you're aware, but there's 9 different variations with these uniforms, so that's pretty cool. The kids like that sort of stuff. I'm sure they're probably thinking with 9 different variations, it must like the Oregon.
Yeah, if we just had that Nike sponsor.
Yeah, that would be nice. Well, looking forward to this. It's definitely, if you look at the flag as well, it's definitely breezy out there, so it'll be interesting. Like I said earlier, if Puyallup is just, actually throwing the ball that often with this win, how that will be effective. All right, here we go, Mr. Pickard.
Well, one of the deep backs there, receivers for Puyallup, is number 3, Karplik Andre, a junior, 155-pound speedster, I'm sure. And here's the kick.
Is that number 10, Jacob Holcomb, that's got that ball?
Looks like, and the Wolves cover it well.
So they're up to the 25. Defense is coming out. And like I said, going to expect these boys to be slinging it everywhere. I know it's probably be a pretty obvious statement, but we need to start fast tonight. We need to get on top of this quickly. So you got 4 wideouts now, 3 on the other left side, 1 on the right, 1 back. Snaps, throwing
First pass, short pass.
Oh, that's a great tackle. Maybe 2 yards on the play.
Puyallup coming out with a no huddle. They got trips right. Same formation, and they're calling it the line of scrimmage.
Just as you called it, Brian, and again, I was talking to Coach Kralik about that. He has a couple of things in place for their no-huddle offense. If you're watching Puyallup, they'll look at the sideline, and at this point, the defense for us is meant to be looking at Kralik to say whether he likes what he has set out there or whether he wants him to change.
Quarterback rolls out, and a little pass in the flat there for another first down.
There you go.
Across the midfield line.
There you go. We got 3 passes already. Like you said, it'd be interesting to see how many times they do pass the game.
Gain of 10 yards. First down for the Vikings.
There we go. There's another first down by number 18, Darius Morrison. They're moving the ball very quickly.
With this no huddle, it's quick snap, and the Wolves have to be ready to go. There's no time to change your personnel too much. And there's the first run of the ball game. And I thought they had it covered well, but the guy makes a nice second effort and a turn, and he's close to the first down. Shy, about 9-yard gain.
Smart call by the Puyallup coach there, who is actually the interim coach right now. There's another first down. Got a couple of our guys with their hands on their hips. Maybe they're a little bit tired already.
That's a first down for Puyallup.
I think these run plays are actually sort of catching us off guard. They've been expecting nothing but the pass. I mean, a couple more run plays, and you're going to say this has been a pretty even drive with the throw and the pass. Sorry, the throw and the run.
Second down and 3.
Nathaniel Holcomb, number 11, the quarterback for Puyallup, is very poised back there, a senior, bringing in the plays, or he watches for the signals for the plays and then gives out the call to the players. There's a great throw and a great catch by number 18, Darius Morrison.
Certainly looked like it was at the back shoulder. I don't think you can put it any better than that. That was a quick drive. It's 6 on the board at 9:55 to go in the first quarter.
So Noah McFadden is the holder.
Noah McFadden is the holder for the Vikings.
Wolves are stacked on the right side. The kick's away, and it's good. It's now 7-0 Puyallup with 9:55 left in the first quarter.
So at the moment, from my understanding, Coach Gary Jeffers is missing this third game by all accounts. I guess he had a family emergency, and the offensive coordinator, Ray Brassard, has taken over as the interim coach while Jeffers has missed each of Puyallup's past 2 games. So, and they were coming against rivals Emerald Ridge and Rogers.
So don't forget, Wolves fans, to support Rose School tonight. Go buy a T-shirt. Go buy any memorabilia you can find tonight. Support your Wolves. Thank you.
We'll be getting ready to receive here. Hopefully we can get ourselves a nice return on this kickoff.
So Seaton and Isaiah third back.
Interesting formation by Puyallup here, but they'll probably spread out here, but they've got both on each side, pretty well stacked up. Kicker will give the signal, and they'll start to move. I think that's to confuse the blockers.
I think the ball, there it goes. That's how windy it is out there. The ball is just falling over. I think he's going to have someone hold this so we're not just messing around here.
Correction, the kicker is number 75, Owen Eppner.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out there. There we go. The way the kick is, it's pretty high.
Short, fielded on about the 20. And he gets out to about, what is that, about 27-yard line? So starting decent field position.
Yeah, I believe that was number 8, George Tahala. And I'm not sure whether he decided to go another way or not. He didn't seem to follow his blockers there. Probably got to cut a couple more yards.
Probably not real used to running that ball on that. Kind of an up back for blocking. So here go the Wolves in their own no huddle offense. Looking for the signal from coach. Low snap. It's a pass. And he's decided to keep it and run it. It's about an 8-yard gain for the Wolves. Nice little play. Heads up play by our quarterback.
So that's Garrison Glisson there, who's a junior.
He had a nice game last week.
Yes, he said he was I talked to him, and he said he was a little bit nervous. So, you know, he'll be all right.
Another ran up the middle. We got a first down.
And our starters on the offensive side of the ball.
They kept going. Sorry to interrupt you.
Running back Isaiah Davis, running back Eli Watry, wide receiver Quinn Ogan, wide receiver Deshaun Keel, wide receiver Isaiah Bird, left tackle is Jacob Miller, left guard is Michael Major, center is Jared Gregerson, right guard Kenny Staffney, and right tackle Jaeger Bersheen.
Quick pass. Oh, almost picked off. We got a little break there.
Yeah, our receiver didn't even turn on that, so there's a little bit of miscommunication.
He's talking to his quarterback, getting that straight, and hopefully he'll figure that out so that doesn't happen again. Wolves have lined up in the same formation each of their plays here, but run completely different plays here. Over pass to the left, open in the flat.
I believe that was young Quinn Ogan there.
You know, he's not very big, but he's a favorite target these 3 games. He's a player.
Quinn Ogan with the reception. Tackle was made by Jacob Holcomb.
It's a little hard to tell with the numbers from up here.
Yeah, those uniforms where they look sharp, the numbers are hard to read. So, audience out there, we apologize if we don't get the right numbers here. We'll do the best we can.
All right, that was Deshaun Keel, I believe, that got that reception.
Ball on the 36-yard line.
You got some big boys on the defensive side of the Puyallup, so I'm wondering if they're getting a little bit tired out there themselves. And keep going. That's a great run.
Excellent run. Some great blocking by the lineman there. You know, Lee, and I know you know this, but we've got some beef up there and some talent. A lot of these kids started last year, so they've got some great experience. They just need a little success and a little motive. You know, keep the whole momentum going. We're moving the ball right now.
Nice blocking again. Nice hole. Way to put your head down and get in there.
He's about one step away from being in the end zone there. Just nice tackle by Puyallup, but one more step, and I think he would have gone the other 5.
I like the mix that SK is using here with the run and the pass. It's quarterback keep. I'm not sure what's going on here. I heard a whistle, and it should be a touchdown.
I think the refs are thinking something else.
I don't see no flag on the field, though. There's the confusion for me. That should be a touchdown. There was no flag on the field. Well, it seems to have been sorted out with Coach Kralik.
Looks like the ball's about on the 7.5-yard line here, and we're moving the ball incredibly well, Lee.
Yes, and again, what are you discussing with the team? You either throw a flag or you discuss something with the coach. You know, I don't understand. This is not Pee Wee football, so what are you over there talking to the team about? I got to say, Brian, you know what I'm like. I can get frustrated with referees, and I think a couple times this year hasn't been of the best.
It's a first down. Not sure what the call is. It's a keeper. He's going for that corner. Oh. Tough luck, tough luck. He was looking for that hole. I think he was holding off there just for the last moment to see if he could pass the ball, but nobody was open.
Yes, I would agree. I thought he was going to cut real quick as well. But like you said earlier, they have moved the ball very well. They've moved it quickly. So it's second down, goal. And we got a pass in the end zone.
Oh, so close. He threw that ball, though, where only a Wolf could catch it. Would not be a threat of being intercepted there. Nice ball. He's done a nice job filling in.
He's doing a great job. And, you know, right now, I know it's early in the game, but is this 4-down territory?
Definitely.
There we
Nice
go. Follow
hole.
your blocker.
He gets up, what, about the 3-yard line?
Maybe even closer than that. We don't say it's on the 1. It's on the 1. Yes, you got to go for this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, punch it in, Wolves. Don't think he's going to get it.
That's a touchdown. The Wolves are saying touchdown.
Unfortunately, nobody in the striped shirts are saying touchdown.
That's got to be close.
This is where I want to see that red challenge flag, but they don't have it in high school, dang it.
No, but we do have some TVs on the sideline. I don't know if anybody can see those at home. That's another thing that Coach Krolak's got going on here. It's to try and help the players see the plays quickly, to try and help them get lined up better and quicker and understand even while the game is going on.
Well, he's a teacher of the game, and that's all part of it, so that the kids can understand, see what they're doing and understand it, and that helps them learn. And
Going deep. That was a great pass by the quarterback for the Puyallup Vikings, and it just went right through number 15's hands there, Noah McFadden. Thankfully, because I think he might have been gone for 6.
He was open. It was a good ball, but a little overthrown. I don't know if our cameras can get a shot of the offense coming down, taking a look at the TV screens down on the track here.
Oh, there's a fumble. That was very fortunate. It was fumbled out of bounds, and it looks like they got a first down out of it. It's hard to tell. I don't know what the ref's doing right now.
There we go. One of our cameras picked up. We got the offense huddling around the TV screens down there, and the coaches are helping them see and understand what they need to do. But they moved the ball well. They moved it 75 yards and just missed scoring. So our defense is back out there, and Puyallup's operating.
3rd and 1, and I believe they got the first down.
And then some.
Martinez with the carry for Puyallup. And that'll be a first down.
They seem to have slowed up a little bit, Puyallup, but they're no huddle. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see the ref there. That's perhaps the reason why it was a little bit slower there. Quarterback did well there.
Big
pretty
hole.
High snap.
Big hole there.
Martinez with the carry.
I think our defense needs to make sure that they're ready right at the snap of the ball there, so that we don't create or allow those big of gaps, because that guy had a lot of room. Puyallup lining up with a 2-back set right now.
Roberts was the intended receiver.
You know, a little remiss in announcing our starters, and I know that we're shuffling players in and out, but we'll give you the starters on the defense here in just a second. Some hard hitting going on out there. The Wolves rally to the ball. Our defensive lineman is number 32, Jeffrey Williams, a senior. Number 19, Anthony Killingsworth, a senior. Number 8, George Tahala, senior. And number 33, Dallin Briggs. He's also a senior. Good pressure on the quarterback. Got to wrap him up, and they've dropped him for a nice sack.
That's a big loss there. Ryan, I think he's lost 15 yards on that play.
You know, on that, I wonder if you just coach a quarterback like that, just go down. But he kept fighting. You know, you got to give him that. Linebackers, starting linebackers for the Wolves, and Angelico Lund, number 22, number 43, Norman Padrone's a junior. Number 6, Nathan Marin, a junior. And my apologies to Nathan. His last name is Marin. He's a junior, number 6. Our defensive backs are number 2, Tori DiGiovanni, number 13, Deshaun Keel, number 3, Connor Seaton, and number 24, DeAndre Davis, a freshman.
That DeAndre Davis is one that Coach Crawler said we have to watch out for. He's a special player.
And that's too bad. They missed a tackle there that would have kept him from getting a first down, but Puyallup has marched down the field and gotten a first down after that big sack. That's too bad we let him out of that hole.
That's a first down for the Vikings.
Defense has got to get a stop here.
Puyallup's utilizing that little pass out in the flat.
Martinez with the reception, pushed out by Tori DiGiovanni. In at 9 yards for Puyallup. Second down and 1.
What do you think of pass here, Brian?
Definitely. Got too much cushion there.
I was just going to say we're leaving them far too much room. And the quarterback looked that direction straight away, and he threw it to number 6, Pupina Roberts.
Talon Newberry with the touchdown reception.
There's some difficult names here, Brian. I'd like a week where we could just say Steve and John.
Noah McFadden, the holder, and Nathan Cutler to attempt the extra point.
And it's 14-0 to the Puyallup Vikings.
Well, it's been an interesting first quarter so far. Both offenses moving the ball down pretty well. The Wolves just coming up inches short of punching it in for a touchdown. But it's now 14-0 with 4 minutes, 32 seconds left in the first quarter here at Kitsap Bank Stadium, right here at South Kitsap High School in Port Orchard, Washington.
I've got to say, the clock is running pretty quick with this no-huddle offense on both sides of the ball.
I'm having a hard time keeping up. I can't, trying to figure out who's carrying the ball and who's getting tackled and the whole bit. But it makes for exciting. We're seeing lots of football here tonight with both teams going out there with a no-huddle offenses.
So Owen Ebner to kick for Puyallup.
Again, Puyallup has an interesting kickoff here where they bunch the kids up on each end, and then as the kicker gives the signals, they run straight down the 35-yard line, and then as soon as the ball is kicked, they head up. It's another short but high kick, and the ball's kind of fumbled, but there's a hole there, and the whistle is there, and the play is called dead, and some of the Wolves are going, why?
I don't know why either.
He did not put a knee down. You know, we saw that in an earlier game, Lee, and there must be a rule where once they drop it and pick it up, that must be dead. That's the only thing I can figure. We probably should do a little homework on that.
Yes. Well, the players are even coming off a little bit bewildered. The coaches on our sideline are a little bit bewildered on it as well. So I don't know if we're missing anything or not, to be honest with you.
That's the second time I've seen that. Wolves in their same quick pass, nice pass, about a 8-yard gain up to the 28-yard line. I always like these second and short yardage situations because you really can, you can go with a run or a pass, short pass, or even go long with it. You've got some options here. A lot of poise going.
Big
deep.
man
He's
wide open. There he goes. All the way.
All the way. Look at the speed and the separation.
There it is.
Touchdown, Wolves.
Touchdown, Wolves.
Get ready for the cannon fire. That makes me jump every time. Beautiful pass, though. boy, the South quarterback, he just stood back there. His feet did a little dance, and then he was just poised and put the ball on the money.
That was Isaiah Bird with the reception. He has some speed, as we know. He does track and field as well.
He caught that ball, and there was no one catching him.
Sorry, viewers. I know that both Mr. Pickard and myself were screaming at the same time, but we're just as excited to see these kids get on the scoreboard. They've worked hard all week. If it carries on like this as well, Brian, I can see a high-scoring game. Here goes the two-point conversion.
Oh.
So Garrison Wilson on the quarterback keep was stopped short of the end zone.
You know, I was like a tough defensive game, 7-3, something like that, but at the same time, for excitement, nothing like a 42-36 game or something like that. Well, anyway, the Wolves are excited down there. Well, I've got the student section all fired up and the cheerleaders, and now they're doing their push-ups, and I'm sure that they wish they were doing a few more, but they one push-up for every point. It's now 14-6 Puyallup, and there's just under 4 minutes left in the game. That was a quick offensive series for the Wolves, but hey, let's go. It's a track meet, Lee.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because I believe this is going to be a high-scoring game. I'm not sure about
onside kick, and it's not going to go far enough.
And that's another thing that Coach Kralik likes to do, the onside kick. His opinion on it really is, if we're going to give up the yards on the kick to around there, we might as well go ahead and try and get the ball ourselves. However, on this occasion, since we're in the game, I think I might have tried getting it a little bit further, and I'm not too sure about the two-point conversion there either. I don't know if we have a kicker or not as far as field goals and extra points are concerned.
Yeah, they must have seen something they felt they could exploit. And they almost got it in there, but it just all of a sudden the window closed there about the half-foot line. Nice tackle. Very nice tackle. Who was that? That was number
6 or number 13?
Looks like
Number 6. That was Nathan Marin. And if you notice, the Puyallup Vikings are also gone to a little bit of a different formation. They've only got one out wide each way.
2 tight end set. 1 back.
Good pursuit.
Excellent defense. You see what that outside linebacker did is he shut down that outside, forced him in where the Wolves, where he had his teammates coming up to make the tackle.
Exactly, gave no chance
play.
to cut in.
You know, those speedsters get out there in the corners, and it gets down to only 1 or 2 players. It's pretty tough to defend. So that's why it's so important to turn those runners in. We got trips right on this one. Whole different formation. But we got a whistle here. No flag, so there must be a timeout.
We got a timeout, I believe, and Coach Kralik is not happy right now. He's having a discussion with Coach Booth, who is the defensive coordinator. He gave him a tap with his hat. You know, it's just Coach Kralik. He's just fired up. I got to tell you, work with him all week is as calm as they come, but his football mentality certainly comes out on a Friday night.
I see him around the school and around the district at times, and he's just the most laid-back, nicest man that, and he's great to be around the boys, and he's a great role model. But, yeah, he's a former player, and he gets fired up, too, and he wants the best for these boys.
Definitely does get fired up.
Okay, we're back on the field. Puyallup in a similar formation, although they've got 2 of the 3 receivers on the right side are stacked up behind each other. One running back behind the quarterback.
Oh, I like the way the players came back. There was a good job. That looked like a hold to me by number 76. This could be intercepted. That's a great play. I cannot believe there's a flag on that.
Could be offense. I'm hoping it's offensive pass interference because that was well defended, and I love the pursuit by the D line.
Should have been a flag on number 76 for Puyallup, who had a hold.
Refs are discussing it.
Good call.
Offensive pass interference.
Nicely done, Brian.
Got a high five from Lee. Thank you much. I guess that's my one right call for the night, huh? Let's go for a couple more as long as it's for the Wolves.
I can give you a right call. Doesn't one of your friends need the score?
Yes, Annette, this one's for you. There's 2:47 left in the game. 14-6. That's two. Two things correct tonight.
Yeah, but just in case she doesn't know, it's 14-6 to the Puyallup Vikings,
What did I say?
which is 14-6.
Oh, true. I could have said, here's a partial score. Puyallup 14. All right, Wolves fans, let's go. I know a lot of comedians out of work, and I'm trying to be one.
To make it fourth down,
First punt of the night.
fourth and 11.
And can you believe it? It's by the opponent.
I'm not going to believe this ball is being punted until I see it, because it wouldn't shock me if this punter can throw the thing downfield.
Seaton and third. Away the punt by McFadden.
Yep, he does get it away. Decent punt. And he goes out of bounds about the 24-yard line. 25.
So Hunter Alford's punt goes down to the 25-yard
For the
line.
obvious reasons, how great would it be for the Wolves just to march down and get another score, but also just for that motivation, getting, kids feeling positive, good about themselves and saying, hey, we're in this ball game. Puyallup coming out on that first drive and scoring like they did, that can take the wind out of the sails, but not so with the Wolves. We got going deep again. He's wide open. There he goes again.
They're not going to catch him. I was going to say, I didn't want to interrupt you. Go with the same play.
Interrupt me on that. I like that. We'll take that. How about that touchdown, Wolves? All of a sudden, right there. Look at the way that those kids are just jogging down. They are just excited. High-fiving, and there goes that cannon. I want to hear that thing fired up tonight. You go for two again here, or you just go ahead and kick it.
I believe they're going to go for two.
And that they are. They're all set up. You think the coaches are going to be talking about Mr. Bird there? Like, cover him? I hope they don't.
Well, that's exactly the same play they did on the first touchdown.
It was beautiful. And that ball was a little wobblier. Quarterback keeper looking to throw. Flag down.
I say that's two, but they're going to probably say it's a hold.
It's going to come back, I'm afraid. I think it's going to be a hold on. Yep. That's the initial indication. It's a hold on the Wolves. That's too bad. It was a nice little move. Who was that caught that? I mean, it's all negated, but still it was a nice little move he put on the DB to get around him. Number 14.
Well,
So Isaiah Davis with the reception.
number 14 is
For the end zone.
Siosi Soto. He's supposed to be out of the game. So
The call from the officials.
Well, again, the numbers on these uniforms are really hard to read.
It's a holding
So we're doing our best. So please forgive us
penalty.
if we call out the wrong player.
Retry. So now SK will go for the extra point. So Chase Peterson.
So we're on the 20-yard line for this kick. It looks good.
No good.
Nope.
Extra point.
Sorry about that. Again, sometimes it is difficult to see up here.
We're situated about the 15-yard line, and so seeing down to the far side of the field is a little difficult. At least that's what I'm giving you for excuse, Lee. But still, hey, it's 14-12. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the game. Wolves have used one of their timeouts, so they got 2 remaining in this first half. And Puyallup has all 3 of theirs. And they're going to come out here with the Wolves pretty fired up. Those kids are kind of bouncing out here. They're feeling pretty good.
So teams Bruce and the kick for your Wolves. And Ethan Stewart and they'll defend back.
That's not a bad kickoff there, Brian, at the 10.
Fields
Coming
at
it
the
out.
10. Nice pursuit. Let's close those holes. Nice open field tackle right about the 32-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line.
So that was pretty good pursuit downfield there. And, you know, going back to the onside kick earlier, I would say perhaps if we're going to go ahead and keep on scoring against this team, I think we need to be kicking as deep as we can. We got 2 out wide. This quarterback keeper, he's going to pitch it.
Nice pursuit by the Wolves.
Got about 6 yards. Looks like there's a fumble. He's saying the man's down.
That option play it's a tough one for the defense to play against, but if you play it right, you can shut them down.
So
We got
second
second
four.
about 5 yards. Handoff up the middle. Nice tackle by the Wolves. Gain of about 2. A little extra activity going on there. I'm surprised we didn't see a flag there because the play was well over, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, one of the Puyallup
3rd and 2.
One of the Puyallup players.
Big stop here by
Flying.
South, and I believe they will punt again.
Jeffrey Williams to the stop. Gain of 3 yards.
Puyallup checking out of the first play. They're calling a second one. They
This
stay in
is
the
where
same
our guys will
formation.
be seeing if they can take this play or not.
Yep, I believe Puyallup's straight up the middle. Gain about 4 yards for a first down. Ball is going to be placed on the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Puyallup's gone to the run more here this series. Ran the ball 3-4 times here. Now they go to a pass. The receiver just turned around and missed it. So we got 2nd and 10 on the 43-yard line.
I would say right now, I mean, I can see from here, so I'd be telling my DBs, look, as soon as that quarterback turns his head, that's where he's throwing it. He is advertising where he's going to throw the ball.
So 2nd down and 10.
So we have 2nd and 10.
Showing blitz. Staying home. You know, we're bottling up that run pretty well. They've gotten a couple of decent runs, but they're reading that very, very well and closing those holes as soon as they open.
The defense did a good job there of not dropping back and staying home for that run.
We've got about 3rd and 7. Just over 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Be a great stop right here. Quick pass. Nice tackle by number 2, Torre G. Giovanni. And I have to say this is a former South Kobe Bobcat where I spent a couple of days.
And he is stopped by Torrey.
So we have 4th and 3. The clock is going to run out, I believe.
Gain of 4
We'll have a
yards.
change of field ends here.
This is going to bring up 4th down and 3.
4th and 3. The ball's right there on that 50-yard line. So what do you think? They're going to go for the fake here this time of the year, or they're going to punt it away?
Sent on Hunter Halford to punt. And so that's the end of the first quarter. Our score, it's the Vikings 14 and your Wolves 12.
Well, it's the end of the first quarter. Again, you know the score, 14-12, Puyallup over the Wolves. But you know what? I think that momentum after that first drive of Puyallup, who just marched down the field and scored, making it 7-0, the momentum has definitely changed in the Wolves' favor. Those 2 long passes to Isaiah Bird, like you said, identical plays. Why not? I bet you we see that again here in this second quarter.
Well, it's like you said earlier as well. For our offense, we seem to be lining up the same way. We're just doing different plays. But obviously on the 2 touchdowns, they were the same plays. And you know what, Brian? I think I would do it again. I'd probably use it for my second play on these on this series. You got to believe that the coach for Puyallup is not going to buy into it again, though.
Yeah, the thing is, when you have success like that on a play, you can do some alternatives where you run the guy deep, clear it out, and then you run some receivers underneath on it. And you can pick up, not that home run ball and that touchdown, but you can still pick up that 12, 15-yard plays that I'll take any day.
I totally agree with you on that.
Okay, we've got, I was going to say 1, but I missed him. There's 2 Wolves back to receive the punt. I think the defense is primed and watching. We got a, looks like we're going to go after it on the right side here. Keeping them honest. Punt the ball away. It's a short punt. I think we're just going to clear out, and it takes a little bit of a bounce, and it looks like it goes out of bounds about the 14-yard line there. The striped shirt guy marks it.
Well, I honestly believe we can go right down this field and march all the way and score again.
Okay, Lee, you're the coach. What's your first play here? You go back to that same thing, or you kind of set that up again?
I think you set it up. I would actually hand the ball off right now, or a little bit.
As deep as they are, that's probably not a bad idea.
However, it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do.
I love the way that the Wolves do this, this no-huddle offense. All the heads turn, they look, they get the signal from the coaches, and they know what to do. They're a well-coached team.
Got some men in motion there.
Oh, tough luck. In and out of the hands of the Wolves receiver there.
Keel, that was.
George Johnston on the coverage, number 1.
Well, we've just got word from Emma Ladeau that we currently have 60 viewers on YouTube. I think so far that might be a record.
I
think it might be. I think a couple weeks ago we were all the way up to 48 or 49.
That's correct.
Back to pass, 2nd and 10. He's being chased out of the pocket, gets away. I am impressed with that young man. Oh, he's going to get hit. Oh, it's picked off by the Vikings.
I got to say, that was a good effort. I don't think it was that bad of a throw, really. And to be fair, looked like Mr. Keel there, he had to turn into a defensive back himself, DB, and just didn't get it away from there.
That's too bad because they had a little bit of momentum to go. Now it's kind of a neutral. But I'll give Garrison a lot of credit there. He really moved around and avoided really twice that he almost got sacked. So defense is playing well last couple series. Let's put a hold on there. And Puyallup going deep. He's wide open and touchdown Vikings.
You cannot throw a ball any better than that. The only person that catches that is the wide receiver for the Vikings, and I think that was number 6, Rupina Roberts.
There's a good shot of the Wolves taking a look at the monitors and learning what they're doing well and what they need to improve upon to stop these Vikings.
Gifts Puyallup there was just giving a bit of a taste of our own medicine with the deep ball. That looks good.
Well, just under a minute into the first quarter, into the second quarter, and the Vikings give the Wolves a little bit of their own medicine there, and it's 21-12. But again, things are looking up. The Wolves are moving the ball, and the only thing that has stopped them, really, is themselves that last series when they threw the interception. Because that first series of the game for the Wolves, they didn't score, but they got the ball down to about the half-foot line.
There's Krolek's over there going to his offense, check out the screens, and once again, just let them know what's going on.
So, Lee, you said there was a great pep assembly at the end of the day, and kids were fired up, I understand.
Yeah, they certainly were. They were all fired up. Definitely when they came out of that gym, there was very loud in the common. Balloons everywhere, screaming and yelling everywhere. But you know what? Good for them. They're young. Enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Goes by way too quickly.
Nice deep kick, goes into the end zone, ball come out to the 20-yard line.
That'll bring the ball to the 20-yard line.
You know, that's something that's so unique to high school sports and things is those pep rallies, those, you know, kids getting together. They get together for their pizza and, you know, beforehand and coming to the games, and parents and community and things. Good high school athletics, name your sport, whatever it is the best deal in town. For what it costs to go to the professional games and things right here in your own hometown, rooting on the kids, it's just a great experience.
That's a great catch. I think it's close, if not a first down there, Brian. Yes, sir, they're moving the chains.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a new set of downs.
That ball is out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 on the 30. The Wolves are moving again.
There's the snap. There's the handoff. No, quarterback's keeping the ball.
One
He's
got to
over 50.
move. He's going to
all the
go.
way.
He is going to go. The 30, the 20. One
Nice
catch
move.
to the 10. Stumbles down. Down to about the 3-yard line. Fantastic play. I always wanted to do it to the 30, the 20. I got to do it tonight, and it was for the Wolves.
That was a great run by Garrison there.
I don't know about you, but I was trying to help him stay up, and he just couldn't do it. Fantastic blocking by the Wolves. Nice job. Even downfield, those receivers sprung him open. Hand
the
up
ball
the
off.
middle.
He's up the middle, and he's
And
in for
he's
a
in.
touchdown. That is number 34, I believe, Isaiah Davis.
Nobody really touched him. I mean, there was a couple of Puyallup, but I think they are breathing hard down there. They're having a hard time keeping up with the Wolves. The Wolves giving them some of their own
I
medicine.
believe we're going to go for 2.
So the Wolves are going to go for 2 points.
Back to pass. Not going to make it this time. That's tough. That's tough. Well, hey, with about 10 and a half to go in the second half, it's the Puyallup Vikings 21, South Kitsap Wolves 18. We got us a ball game here, Lee.
We do, but I'm not too sure about these twos.
I know, but now it's kind of, you know, the bet is made. They got to kind of go to it now, although
We're only a field goal down, so if it was to come to a field goal to win this game, we could win it with a field goal, you know. It's half a dozen one or the other. I know it's a long way to go before the end of it.
I don't want to help you with your math, but a field goal would tie it right now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If we go for the extra point.
I know. Well, I don't know if the band is as loud as it is on our headsets, but that's okay, because you know what? South Kitsap band is fantastic. I heard a number today. There's like 170 kids in that band. Just fantastic. Another just great experiences for more kids that we have. And that band is outstanding. They play all over the Northwest and really even throughout our country with different
Here's
opportunities.
the kickoff. That's a pretty good kickoff.
Good kick to about the 15 yards, fielded up and bringing it right up the right side. Nice cut, but nice open field tackle right on the 30-yard line.
Yes, so yeah, the band did a good job, I believe, in the pep assembly, and a great shout out I'm going to give to the Cedar Heights freshmen who have come up. They did a great job in their first real high school assembly today, so good job by the freshmen from Cedar Heights.
Okay, we're going to start off on the Puyallup 30.
First and 10 for Puyallup.
First and 10. 10:20 left to go in this first half.
I think we're going to get an interception on this drive.
Is that your prediction there?
I'm going to put it out there. We've seen enough of this guy passing. He's looking left, and he's throwing left. And there's the interception!
Nice call. He may go. He's got some blockers. He cuts to the middle. He's to the 10. He slips, and he falls down about the 9-yard line.
There's something
Lee
about
Lindo,
the,
that is a fantastic call.
By number 5, Jimmy Olmstead.
Mr. Clairvoyant, I'm going to call you.
Well, you know, I think
They had
seriously,
that
it's
covered.
It's just, I mean, I'm sure that with the TV monitors being down there, you're bringing your guys over on offense and defense. You're showing them what's going on. Look, the quarterback looks left, he's throwing left. Looks right, he's throwing right.
And
We're going to run
the
it in
middle.
this time, are we?
He picks up about, did he get the line of scrimmage? He picks up a couple yards for progress. It's easy for me to say. No, it's not. Ball's on about the 8-yard line, second down and goal. Snap, quick pass to the right, toss it up. I don't think he had any chance of catching that one. Real close to maybe a little defensive pass interference, I don't know. I have to give a shout out there. Lee's getting a text from his wife that I think she's calling Mr. Clairvoyant. She's teasing him for making that call. But hey, Lee, make another call here, would you? Pass out wide, balls.
That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown.
Nope, they are not calling it. That was great effort by the Wolves receiver. He extended out, and they're calling it that he did not make it. It's inside the 1-yard line, about the 1 foot line. I can't believe that he didn't give that to him.
It looked into me, and then I know we're a fair distance apart here, but
Fourth down and short. We got 2 backs.
Oh. There we go. We got 4 downs, I believe. I
think it's just halfway to the distance. Halfway to the distance. Half the distance to the goal line on that one. But it's only going to move the ball inches. As you can hear the public address, a neutral
okay.
zone infraction. Ball, the nose of the ball is right on the goal line. Just got to move it up inches. Handoff up the middle. He dives
That's a touchdown.
in. It's touchdown, Wolves. Wolves take the lead. 9:03. Mark it right there in the second quarter. Wolves up right now, 24-21. Is that an X? Do you kick it or go for 2 now here, Mr. Lee?
I personally would be kicking it. We have not been successful on the 2-point conversion.
And that's what they're going to do. They're going to kick it. I think the coaches are tied into your headset there, Mr. Lido. That defensive back certainly is when you called that interception.
I might have to call another one of those.
I think we'll all be okay with that.
There we go.
Kick
There's
is up
the
and
extra
good.
point.
It's 25-21. South Kitsap Wolves in the lead with 9:03 left in the game here at Kitsap Bank Stadium, South Kitsap High School.
Tell you what, these boys are definitely going to be fired up now. They're going to believe.
And the SK fight song is being played loud and proud down there by the band. And there goes the cannon again. You know, I know it's coming every time. I jump every time.
Well, I hope Senior Chief Vickers has got enough ammunition over there. Give me another one. Now, I have to say, this would not surprise me as well to see an onside kick.
No.
No, I wouldn't do it, but it wouldn't surprise me with Coach Crawley.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, as I agree. I'd kick it deep in the way the defense, let's pin them down there.
Yes, the defense have done a great job so far tonight.
At this rate, we're going to be seeing 64-62 or something like that.
As long as it's in our favor, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. This is exciting ball here.
This is one of those high-scoring Baylor games. against USC, you know.
Who are you going to be rooting for this coming Sunday, Lee, besides your favorite San Diego Chargers? How about that Seahawk San Francisco game? Ball's kicked and fielded about the 15-yard line. He's coming straight up the middle, tries to cut to the right. He's got a little running room, but there's a pack of Wolves bringing him down about the 38-yard line.
I think them Seahawks might struggle a little bit against the 49ers. However, obviously I want the Seahawks to win that game. If they can get it going on offense, I think they'll be perfectly okay.
Yep. Here we go, 1st and 10 on 38. Wolves showing blitz, but they back off of it. Quick pass out, caught. Nice open field tackle. They gained about 7 yards. It's just shy of the 45-yard line. 2nd and call it 3.
Come on, gentlemen, one more pick here.
Handoff, cut up the middle. Uh-oh, he's got a lot of green in front of him. He's off to the races, and we've caught him from behind. Unfortunately, inside the 10-yard line, a huge run. That's disappointing. But keep playing tough, you know.
Yes, again, I can't see the number, but that was a very good tackle. I mean, as it stands right now, that's obviously a TD saving tackle. He looked hurt on the play, though.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Vikings. Quick pass. And it's completed for another touchdown. They kind of made that look easy.
Yes, like I said, the guy that was out there, again, I apologize to you all out there. It's difficult to see the numbers from this distance. He looked tired for a start because he just saved the touchdown and he was left out there and didn't seem to have much over there to try and get to that pass.
Vikings are going to go for an extra point here and ready. Here comes the snap. Ball's kicked. It's up and it's good. Well, that was a short lead by the Wolves, but it's now 28-25 in favor of the visiting Vikings. 8:10 left to go in the game.
Certainly going to be a shootout. Bander's definitely into it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick announcement for you. On the south end of the stadium at the Go Army tent,
Be interesting to know what the highest scoring game South Kitsap has actually been involved in.
I think we should get some of those statistics. Know anybody that would get those from, Mr. Liddell?
I think the person would be Mr. Chuck Bauman. I'm sure he has those statistics somewhere.
so go ahead and go over there, get your raffle ticket for that, and the winner will be announced later during halftime.
We've got 53 points scored between the two teams right now. We still got 8 minutes left in the second quarter. The kick's away. It's deeper kick, not quite as high. Driven all the way back, and he steps into the end zone for a touchdown. So the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, where the Wolves are going to march 80 yards for another score. See if I can predict like you do.
Please do.
So SK will start at the 20, 1st and 10.
So if I got my statistics right here, right now, Puyallup, points for on their side is 126. Points against is 66.
In the game?
That's overall for the last
I see.
3. That's what I've been given here. It's a great run.
Big gain there by the Wolves, about a 14-yard gain for a first down.
Again, I believe that's Isaiah Davis, if I'm getting the number right from up here.
15-yard gain for Isaiah Davis.
So
Wolves line up again. We got 2 receivers on the right side,
Fresh
2
set
in
of
the back
downs.
and 1 left. Handoff off the middle, nowhere to go on that one. Puyallup covers that one pretty good. That's actually going to lose a yard or two, I think.
Yeah, so if those stats are right, what I'm reading, Brian, I think we're going to have probably 66 scored against them tonight ourselves.
The stop was made by Ryan Childress, number 62.
Another long pass. We got another first down for the Wolves. Picked up about 15 yards. We're right at midfield now. Chains are moving. Those guys are getting a workout tonight. And the chain gang up and down.
That's a 15-yard gain, first and 10.
First and 10, midfield. Ball snap. It's a keeper. Quarterback runs it right up the middle with a gain of about 3 yards. Second and about 7.
It looked like he was hit pretty hard there as well.
Coming up with a little bit of a limp, but I don't think he's worried about it too much.
2-yard gain. And Jenna Arra with the tackle.
Linebacker come running on late for Puyallup. We handed the ball off, and we didn't get really much. In fact, we might have lost a yard there.
So
Now
we're looking at 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
No gain on the play.
Ball's on the 48-yard line, just across midfield.
So for the Wolves, 4th down and 8.
All the Wolves looking over to the bench. They're getting signals. I don't know if we can get any of our cameras to take a couple of shots of the coaches putting signals. They've got 2 coaches signaling. One has the correct play. Long ball, just overthrown. But so that signals can't be stolen or figured out, there's always one of the coach has the correct plays, I believe, and signaling in, and the other one's just a decoy.
On the coverage. That'll bring up 4th down and 8.
It wasn't a bad throw, just a little bit over.
4th and 8, Wolves are going for it here, which I think is a good call.
It's a false start penalty against the Wolves. That'll back them up 5 yards, and that'll bring on Chase Peterson
Well, if somebody else wants to come up here and do it, then they can come up here and do it.
to punt it. And Jacob Holcomb, number 10, is back deep for the Vikings.
That's a very nice punt.
Caught the ball and did not advance.
It was
that ball
Jacob
up.
Holcomb. He didn't have anywhere to go. Held onto the ball well, though.
At the 21-yard line. He's stopped by Eli Waltrue.
I would expect the Vikings to come out slinging the ball again. And, to be honest with you, Brian, I would not blame them if they did exactly the same thing we did to them with the same play right here.
Same play. Looking for a long pass here. Wolves in their standard defense. Quarterback looks around. He's moving his head. He must have gotten the signal. He takes off running. He slides in for about 10 yards. Looks like he may have picked up the first down, about 11-yard gain.
Tell you what, that's a better slide than you see some of the NFL quarterbacks do. So it looks like we got I don't know if they're brothers, but that's Nathaniel Holcomb right now that's was playing QB. And earlier it was Jacob, so I'm not really sure.
Snap. Ball goes out to the flat. Catches the ball. Comes up. Almost a nice open field tackle. The receiver Gains about 13 yards, gets to about the 45-yard line. We're going to have a first down for the Vikings.
Once again, they're moving the ball really well, so we got to be on our toes here.
First down for the Vikings.
He's looking left. He's looking deep. Intercepted. There
and
we
it's
go.
picked off. There we go. He's running up the left sideline. He's looking for a block. Nice open field tackle by number 5 for the Puyallup Vikings. Talon Yearberry. He's kind of all over the field, both offense and defense. It was a nice tackle, but once again, the Wolves take over just shy of midfield.
So Senior returns it after the interception to the 43.
Who was that picked that off?
Hopefully we'll get someone to tell us because, again, the numbers are so difficult. Well, as you already know, Brian, they're pretty difficult to see all the way up here.
So first down and 10, SK.
Rolling
the
out
middle, in the
right,
middle.
Looking deep again. Oh, that ball is...
That's pass interference.
There we go. There's the flag. Nice call, and I totally agree. That's fortunate for us because that ball, I'm sorry to say, he's had some nice balls tonight, but
That did hang in the air for quite some time. I think if Puyallup were probably a little bit more patient on that, they could have intercepted that, and who knows what would have happened. So, yes, we are fortunate.
we'll take it though. You know, we've had some luck go the other way on us this season, and here we go.
So a pass interference call against Puyallup.
Ball will be placed at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. And the Wolves are moving once again. Pitch sweep, cuts up the middle. Nice hard shot, nice tackle. But a good run, picking up about 3 yards.
Rapina Roberts with the tackle. Gain of 4 yards. Second down and 6.
So we got second down and 6. Here's the snap.
Little misdirection, and he's going nowhere.
Yeah, I got to say the Puyallup Vikings read that very well.
Well, their linebacker and defensive end stayed home on that one. That's what you coach them up to do. Actually, I think lost a yard there. 2-yard loss. Drop backs to pass. He's looking for his receiver. Throws a nice ball. Oh, incomplete pass. That's too bad. That was a nice ball. Threw into a little bit of coverage there, but I thought they had it, but saw the ball come out the backside.
Isaiah Byrd was the intended receiver. George Johnston broke up that pass. That'll bring up 4th and 8. Right about here, he was the intended receiver. But the Wolves turned it over on downs.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Puyallup Vikings.
So it's Vikings football. From their own 40, 1st and 10.
Ball's on the 40-yard line. Wolves showing blitz. Vikings got 3 wideouts right, throwing left. Nice catch by number 18, Darius Morrison. He's only a sophomore for the Vikings.
1st and 10, Puyallup.
Handoff up to the right side. Wolves swarm and make a tackle.
Nolan Martinez.
I believe that was number 24, Nolan Martinez.
Gain of 3 for Martinez. Nathan Marin.
And we're looking at 2nd and 7.
Second down and 7.
On the left flat, big gain. It looks like another first down for the Vikings.
You got to say they're back to doing what they do best, getting to the line quickly and looking at the sideline for their play and getting it off.
You know, both of these defenses, they've got to be tired trying to keep up with these fast-paced offenses with no huddle.
You got to think these offenses must be tired as well because they've been up and down the field, both of them.
Shows blitz. Ball's thrown and caught in the corner there.
You got to say that is, again, he passes the ball very, very well. He puts it where nobody else is going to get it but the receiver.
And he took a shot there at the end, but still put it out there.
I know I've said that a few times during this game, how good the quarterback is.
He's a good ball player for sure.
So Nathan Cutler is in for Puyallup.
I'm going to say I like the fact that Puyallup also just go for the 1.
Ball snapped, low kick. And it's no good. So now with 3 minutes, 11 seconds left in this first half, it's the Puyallup Vikings 34, South Kitsap Wolves 25. We've got a great game going down here. If you're in the Port Orchard area, come on down, watch the second half. I think it's going to be exciting in the end, or at least an exciting second half.
I got to say, South Kitsap really do need to probably score on this drive because I think if we were to get any further behind the Vikings here, it would be an uphill climb because they can score really quick.
And fill out a form to receive your ticket. It's no money out of your pocket. It's just a fill out of a form. You might be a winner. We'll be doing that at halftime. So Ebner in the kit.
Still pretty windy out there, Brian, so see if this ball gets hung up in the wind.
Ball's kicked away,
Oh,
nice
that's
deep
a nice kick.
and it's into the end zone.
Very good kick.
You know, Lee, it's pretty amazing here that we are in Port Orchard High School. They've got their own TV broadcast here. We're a couple of South Kitsap supporters, of course, being from the community for as many years as we've had. We worked here. You know, it's a pretty amazing thing to have this kind of broadcast at the high school level, and it's a lot of fun to do. Neither one of us are broadcast majors by any stretch, and it's neat to be able to do this for all of South Kitsap, and I'm sure.
Sorry, Brian, we have a flag on the play here. I'm not sure what's going on. It might have been some afters or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that first play of it was a drop back pass and was batted down by the defense. But anyway, I just to finish my thought, I think it's a great thing that we've got this opportunity, and even people from outside the Port Orchard area can tune in and watch the game and unfortunately listen to us, but we're doing the best we can and enjoying it. It's a nice thing to do.
Exactly.
We got a penalty on the Vikings.
It's a personal foul, but I'm not sure who it's on.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
As you probably heard the public address announcer, it's 15 yards automatic first down. You know, as Lee, I know you do some coaching, and I've done some coaching too. That's something we don't like to see. Goes on. Usually we'll pull a player to the side and go, you know, what the heck's going on, and find out, and maybe take a couple of plays off on the player that was the offender. Ball snap. Nice ball thrown out there for the receiver. Almost caught, but nicely defended.
We were lucky there because number 40 almost intercepted that. That would be Landon Neff.
He's a junior, 6'2", 170. He's a wide receiver and obviously a defensive back. Nice play.
And I think that was Quinn Hogan, who had to become a defensive back to make sure it didn't get intercepted.
Handoff up the left side. He's got some room to run. One guy to beat, and a nice tackle there by the Vikings. But he picked up 12 yards for another first down by the Wolves.
So that's Isaiah Davis with the carry. The 13-yard gain tackled by George Johnston. First and 10.
First and 10, just on the 48-yard line. Quick pass.
Nice turn.
Some
Going
nice
up the
blocking.
field, nice
He's going up the
blocking.
sideline, up to the 30-yard line, and out of bounds. Not quite the 30.
I think that was number 9 that got him, and that was
Just inside the 40.
Kevin
Must have stepped out of bounds there.
Janaski. I'm hoping I'm saying that right.
Ball's on the
So that reception is
39.5-yard line. Ball snapped. It's a handoff. Nope, it's keeper by the quarterback. And he's up the middle again, up the side. He's tripped up and tackled along about the 30. No, take that back, the 26-yard line.
Yep, he was tackled by Brendan Nagato.
14 yards on the play.
That's another first down for the Wolves. They're marching down. Lee, they must be listening to you once again. They're following your lead. How about we just tell them to score another 6 or 7 times? Quick pass.
I think, to be honest with you, that's what's going to happen for both sides. I think both sides are going to probably score another 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Who scores last?
I think that's exactly what's going to be the result of this game. Is whoever scores last is going to win.
George Johnston on the coverage.
Snap handoff up the middle, and
It's great coverage.
they plugged up that middle. Oh, there's going to be another personal foul, I believe, on a Viking there that took a punch at a Wolf there. A little extracurricular after the game, or after the play.
I saw them both actually pushing each other, and I
That's
think
usually the way it goes.
It should be offsetting personally. I saw our guy do it as well as the Vikings, but I don't know whether the ref just saw the last guy do it.
And that's usually what happens. I just caught the end of it, so we'll see what the call is. Personal foul. Yep, he saw the second.
Yeah, I think, fortunate to get a 15-yarder on that. And what's amazing to me is the referee was standing right there, and I can't believe you didn't see them both pushing and shoving each other.
I've seen that time and time again. There's a little, some bad blood between them. I've seen it in football and in basketball and things. And it's the second one who retaliates that gets caught. Handoff up the middle. He cuts to the left side, and it's gain of maybe 1, about a half a yard up the middle.
Isaiah Davis with the
He was certainly wrapped up very well. I mean, ready to get half a yard, a yard.
no gain on
What
the
are we looking
play.
at, 2 and 9?
Tackle was made by Eric Stephanie.
I would throw a flag there, yes.
That one's going to hurt. Who's down there for the Wolves? He took one to the ribs.
I think that's Quinn Ogan there. I can't tell again. If someone could tell me the number.
He's hurt.
Yes,
And there was a
that's
penalty
Quinn.
flag that came in again.
He went up after the ball, and before the ball got there, the defensive back got him right in the side. That's just, as a receiver, and you're going up like that, your ribs are just wide open for a shot. So
Yeah, I'm hoping it's nothing more than just the wind knocked out of him there.
he pops up.
Hogan is able to walk off.
There's not, he's not a very big kid, but let me tell you, he's scrappy. He's played well for the Wolves so far this season.
Well, what's the size difference there? Number 40 is the one that took him out, and he's 6'2", 170 pounds. Quinn can't be more than 150. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Quinn Ogan, 5'7", 150 pounds.
Good call there, and that might be with all his pads on. Coach Ogan checked on Quinn there and gave him a pat on the back, and I think he'll be all right. We'll see him again here real soon, which is a good thing. He's a good athlete.
So we're looking at second
Distance to the
and
goal.
goal.
Second down and 4.
Another keeper up the middle. That's been a pretty successful play, although not getting much there. Probably picked up a yard or 2.
Harrison Grissom
Clock is
with the
running. We got a
quarterback.
minute 40 left
Yeah.
in this first half of some wild, great play football. Wolves
Yep.
coming up the line. We've got 3rd and 3. They can get a first down and not score. But how about we just punch it in for a score?
3rd down and 3, SK.
Looking to the sideline for the play. They got it
I
set.
think they're looking for Isaiah Bird on this. No.
Rolling out left. He's going to keep it. And I think he's going to get in. He does for the touchdown, Wolves. Off the left side. Some nice blocking there by the line and the receivers. And there goes that cannon again. Got to say, I like hearing it being shot off this many times tonight.
I think obviously glad to score here, but the 30 yards, at least in penalties, that the Vikings gave away on that drive obviously did not help them one bit. And I'm sure the coach for them is not happy with that. I'm sure he'll address that in the locker room at halftime.
I think there might be a player or two that has a discussion with the coach on that. So they're going to kick this one. Hopefully we'll be successful here. High snap, placed down, balls away and kicked. And it's through the upright, and it's good. We got a 2-point ball game here. And with just over a minute and 10 to be exact, left in this first half, it's the Puyallup Vikings 34, South Kitsap Wolves 32. That's been a fun ball game.
It sure has. I mean, I'd like to ask the kids on both sides what it's like to play in a game with so high scoring. And, like you said, there's a minute 10 left in this game, and the Vikings can easily go down and score in a minute 10. They proved that in the very first drive of the game. So our defense have got to be aware of that. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, to see them run the ball a couple of times, knowing that they can score as quickly as that, just so that they can run the minute and 10 out.
I think Coach Callahan and Coach Allen, the head coaches for the basketball boys and girls, they wouldn't mind a halftime score like that, 34-32.
As long as it's in our favor.
Well, of course. Well, both teams are setting up here for another kickoff. Kickoff receiving teams on both sides are getting lots of time tonight. Okay, they're waiting for the signal from the ref. He's got it.
So it looks like the wind's going against us on the kickoff, so we'll just see how that works. Yeah, he's kept it low. That's a good decision, I think, by number 8 there. Ethan Stewart, that is. He's a sophomore. So I thought that was a good decision.
I was kind of hoping he was going to try to pick it up because I wanted to see what the refs called on that, if it was going to be that same thing, because the ball was tipped.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
By a Viking, and the other kid went to pick it up. We're going to need to ask a coach, maybe one of our crew down on the field could ask one of the coaches to define that for us or let us know what that call is. Wolves showing blitz, but they're not coming. A little swing pass move, but a nice
open field tackle there.
Yeah, 3-4 Wolves come to the ball, making the pass. It was a gain of about 2 yards, I think. We'll have maybe 1 yard, 2nd and 9. It's under a minute to go in the game here. I think you're seeing that on the screen.
Looking left. Oh, he's going to go right.
He's going to go deep again. We've got it well covered.
That was great coverage.
I think Puyallup would have liked to see a flag on that one, but I think they just got their feet a little tangled up, and
I'd
no
agree.
call there.
The DB was looking back, so I don't think you're going to get that call. As long as he's looking back for the ball himself.
Okay, we got 40 seconds left, 40.9 to be exact. Little screen pass.
Nice little screen pass as well. That's well read.
He's going to get the first down. He steps out of bounds just over the 30, about the 32-yard line. It's first down. Stops the clock. First down and out of bounds. Stops the clock. We've got 32.5 seconds left in this high-scoring second half.
The ball's at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a deep shot downfield here.
Ball overthrown. Good hard pass.
Yeah, I think we were a little bit fortunate there because I believe number 40 downfield, Landon Neff, was wide open. If I'm not mistaken, he could have been waiting for a bus down there.
Torrey D. Giovanni with the coverage. Second down and 10. Vikings.
Waiting for the snap. Quick pass. Caught. He
Nice.
spins, get away. Missed tackle there. He's running back. He's losing ground. Lost about 5 yards, but nice catch and some nice moves there. He's got some moves on him.
That's a 6'3" sophomore, Darius Morrison. And you're right, he had some great moves there.
Got to figure maybe some of those scouts somewhere might be looking at a
6'3" sophomore.
with obvious speed and some moves.
It's listed here that he's 180 pounds.
Good sized kid. Obviously an athlete. We got a timeout by, I believe by Puyallup. And yes, it was by Puyallup. We've got just over 15 seconds left to go. What do you think we're going to see here in a play? A couple of shots downfield maybe?
Either that, I would take a couple of 10, 15-yard shots just on the sideline. His receivers are catching the ball, and they're getting out pretty well. And they're getting some good blocking as well. So if you want to do a screen pass and just take 10 yards, they're being successful.
I have no idea what the range is of the Puyallup kicker, but we've seen him kick off a bunch of times, and he's got a pretty good leg. He's put into the end zone a couple of times. So,
and it looks like the wind would be behind him as well, so that's a big factor there.
Yeah. Referee's doing a little equipment check there, getting those knee pads down on that big receiver down there for Puyallup. Putting pressure on, good ball. Oh, and it's picked off by the Wolves. He's running up the side. He's to the 40, the 35, and out of bounds about the 30-yard line with 7 seconds to go here. Okay, do you take a knee on this one, or you take a shot in the end zone?
You take a shot in the end zone.
Dang right, I would. That was nicely read by that defensive back. Do we have any idea who that was?
Oh, it'd be nice to get an instant replay on that.
I like these uniforms, but man, they are hard to read the numbers. We're just told that was number 2, Torrey D. Giovanni. It's a junior. Throwing deep into the end zone. Batted around there. Had a nice ball on it. We got just over a second. Take one more shot here, Lee.
Yes, I think you got to go for Isaiah Bird simply because he can jump pretty high in the air.
I want to real quick on that pick by Torrey Di Giovanni, number 2. He was playing down here on the first quarter and got kind of burned there on one of Puyallup's touchdowns, and yet he comes back there and makes a big play. You really like that. You like to see that in an athlete and a kid that will say, yeah, it got me that time, but I'm coming right back at you, and makes a play like that. Kind of makes up for it. It's one of the things when those kids get down a little bit as a coach, you can come up and let them know that, hey, just make it up. Do something to make it up. And Torrey just did it right there. So that was really, really nice.
Definitely. And, athlete for athlete, I think we're pretty equal down there on the field with Puyallup. And like I said, and I know I keep saying this, and I don't want to sound biased towards the quarterback of Puyallup, but he is quite a special player out there. And it'd be nice to see him go somewhere if he's got an arm like that. I think the one thing he might have to probably not do so much so is, and I know I've said this earlier as well, when he looks one way, he's normally throwing it that way, and I think that's why Torrey got that interception. He read the quarterback's eyes all the way.
Well, I'm sure the Wolves coaches are talking to the players about that and picking up that cue. And at the same time, I'm sure that Puyallup coaches will coach him up on that one a little bit. And Wolves coming back out on the field. Let's see what they have. We got 2nd and 10, but we're not going for a first down here. We're going to take a shot here. I'm surprised that Puyallup's not more in a prevent a little bit here.
We got a 1.2 seconds.
Going to be the final play of the second half. He's looking around, throwing deep to the end zone to a crowd of people. Oh, the ball's batted down.
That's good defense by Puyallup in that situation.
And
There's a flag on the play.
Now, if it's against the defense, we'll replay it. We'll have a
one play, one down,
play.
one on time down.
It's about midfield. This might be there's a hold against Puyallup. We're going to get one more shot here, Lee.
I didn't see it, so
where the flag was, I was kind of thinking that sometimes that can be a illegal man downfield because it's about 4 yards off the line. Surprised they kind of called that in there because the play wasn't even in there, but
So the Wolves, because of the penalty, will get one on-time.
so they'll get credited for a first down on a penalty there, but again, that really doesn't make any difference. There's no time left in the clock, but on the defensive penalty, they get one more play. Let's hope it's a good one here.
I don't know how often we practice the tip ball drill, but this could be one right here.
Oh,
no.
Bad snap. He's just going to fall on it, maybe.
I hope nobody got hurt in that big scrum down there. That's number 19, I believe, for Puyallup, and that's Eric Staffany, I believe, and he is a senior, 6'2", 300 pounds. So that's a big, strong young man right there. He would have been hard to bring down.
But his eyes probably got real big when he scooped that ball up.
Yep.
But no harm there. Hey, we got us a fantastic ball game. That's halftime, everybody. They're going into the locker room with the visitors. Puyallup Vikings up 34-32. What a game, though. What a game. This has been a lot of fun.
Both teams doing a good job. See you at the second half.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's halftime show is under the direction of Senior Drum Major Matthew Martin, Junior Drum Major Katie Burkhalter, and Field Marshal Gary Estes. And tonight, for your enjoyment, they will be performing 2 or 3 songs from their show Uprising. The first, Viva La Vida, by Coldplay, arranged by Tom Wallace. And the second, Uprising, by Muse, arranged by Tom Wallace. So, ladies and gentlemen, the drum majors and band would like to thank the senior band members, section leaders, parents, and the South Kitsap School District for their dedication and hard work in supporting the band.
Last season, the SK Wolves football team had a rough year, finishing only 2-8. But in the spring, the new prospect for quarterback caused a lot of hype. COC Soda moved to South Kitsap toward the end of the season last year. He was never able to play, though, due to not having enough practices. But this year, his season quickly ended because of a collarbone injury in the first game against Graham Kapowson.
So once I found out I got hurt and I found out my collarbone was broken, I thought, there goes my senior year down the drain. With or without me, I was still confident in the team. A week from now, I get an x-ray to find out if my bone is healed, and if it is, I'm coming back.
After COC's injury, the team has yet to win a game, but it is never easy to bounce back after such a blow to a team dynamic.
So when COC first got hurt, it was kind of a really hard blow to us, but we knew that with the group that we had that we'd be able to accomplish what we needed to have done.
The Wolves have been working hard in practices, trying to get their new starting quarterback enough reps to get game ready. It's all a matter of adjusting, which is exactly what South is planning to do.
The way we could help the backup was we just needed to get him reps. So we just had him run a lot of plays. We had him working with Pork Chop, the center, a lot.
It was a challenge just because Garrison didn't have the opportunity to take reps because he was recovering from a back injury himself. Just the more time we could give him to get his back healthy was kind of our main objective, and so before we transitioned him to quarterback.
Everyone's hope is that the Wolves will recover after the injury to COC and hopefully turn the last half of their season around.
So, Logan, how you doing?
Terrible.
Care to elaborate?
Well, we're seniors this year, right? And since we're seniors, we're going to college next year. And my parents just told me that they're not going to be able to help me pay for college as much as they thought they would.
I see. Well, have you looked into how much money you can get from filing your FAFSA?
How is asthma going to help me pay for college?
Not asthma, FAFSA. You don't watch WTV much, do you?
This is one of those all too common scenarios when you're in your senior year and you have no idea how you're going to pay for college, which can cost anywhere from $9,000 to $24,000 a year. So you resort to student loans, which aren't necessarily a bad thing, but you can get stuck in a rut trying to pay them off for many years to come. That's where your FAFSA comes in. By getting your FSA ID, you can file your FAFSA and qualify for federal grants or work-study funds that offer thousands of dollars every year.
Come on, let's go talk to Mr. Reichel in the Career Center.
This is what an everyday Japanese class looks like. The Japanese department has grown within a year. With the addition of 2 more levels to the Japanese curriculum, there has also been a growth of 40+ students in all.
As Japan becomes more popular in the news, more and more students are interested in Japan, what's going on, what's the culture.
Students are into anime, so they want to understand those anime in Japanese, not like from English subtitles.
I think another reason students get into it is for the exotic aspect of it.
I think they're growing because a lot of people are like hearing about how they're getting more interesting.
Not only do I think that the freshmen pulled a big part in the population of the Japanese classes, I think with the fact that we have 3 teachers rather than 1, there are a lot more chances for people to join the Japanese and they're like, wow, this is really cool.
Now that they have been in the class for a while, they've found new things to enjoy about the class.
When we play the cool card games and like everyone's really competitive and you have to like get the card before everybody else does.
The first day of Japanese when I was in Japanese 1, we had Gonzola sensei and she was so cheerful and I was really nervous about trying to learn a new language and she just made me feel really welcome and that it was okay to mess up.
Sometimes, Japanese isn't always the top foreign language choice, but it shows that many others are truly beginning to realize what the art of Japanese is about.
See that? Oh, you don't? This is how a lot of people look at bus stops early in the morning. Even a simple cell phone flashlight could save your life. Add bright clothes and reflective surfaces, and it's even better. Protect yourself and others. Be seen, be safe.
It is an uncomfortable topic for many.
A 13-year-old girl took her own life over the weekend.
And a Fairfield Township family is struggling for answers tonight after the untimely death of their daughter.
A tragic story, a teenage girl who took her own life last year.
With reports the teen committed suicide.
Took his own life. The death of a 15-year-old student who killed herself.
It is a nationwide problem when you have heard more and more about.
In a beautiful world.
A year ago today, I was hospitalized for the first time regarding my mental health. This was due to some unfortunate life circumstances as well as some ineffective methods of self-medication, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, just general reckless behavior. And unfortunately, even though it was the first time, it wasn't going to be the last either. I was admitted several more times throughout 2015, and it was all just a part of the long road to recovery. During this time, I was essentially outcasted from receiving proper care, and when I finally did get treatment, you could probably argue that it wasn't up to par with what it should have been. There really isn't an excuse for this anymore. These feelings and these outcomes are completely preventable, so why aren't we making people feel that way? This isn't an issue that's strictly regarding one demographic. This can affect anyone at any time. It doesn't matter your age, your race, what sex you are, what gender you identify with, what you sexually prefer. This problem has become prevalent enough, so it really doesn't make sense as to why we receive the most attention when we're a number being added to a death toll rather than when we're living, breathing human beings.
So, what do we do about it? In the hospital, for obvious reasons, you're not allowed to have shoelaces, drawstrings, jewelry, etc. To keep your shoes bound to your feet, the only alternative was to zip tie them. What I'm proposing is that we all do it. I haven't stopped since I left. It's a great and easy way to raise awareness for a more than worthy cause, and the first step to solving this problem is acknowledging that there is one.
The truth of the matter, whether you believe it or not, is that we're all essential in our own way. We all belong here. And I think it's time we move past the days we've spent convincing ourselves otherwise. We make up the necessary words that fill in the pages of quite possibly the greatest story ever told, the one of our existence. So don't sell yourself short, because without you, it would only ever always be incomplete. We are not a statistic, we are human beings. And it's time we start being treated like it.
I wish I was special.
Well, Brian, here we are. We're getting ready to start the second half. And before we do, I just want to say a great halftime performance by the South Kitsap High School Band, which was led by Gary Grams. And a great job by our South Kitsap Wolves dance team, led by Linnell Vandenbos. Great job by all of them. Well, Brian, 32-34. I wouldn't be surprised to see that sort of a similar score in this second half being somewhere in the 50s here. Unless they're going to play some defense on both sides of the ball here, or both teams are going to play some defense. This is, like I said earlier, going to be pretty high scoring.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they come out with. Are they going to start doing the same thing, or do you think one team, or both teams for that matter, will come out and try to establish a little more run and ball control? We were talking in that towards the end of the first half that maybe just one of those games, the last team to score wins this thing. But I wouldn't be surprised to see both teams try to do a little bit more on the ground to control the game a little bit. Then again, it could go wide open and we could see nothing but the ball being thrown.
I think both teams are probably going to, especially Puyallup, because that's what they do, and they do it well, passing the ball. However, I do think, and I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing our team in any way, but one of the things we have struggled this year with is stopping the run. And I think if Puyallup, even if they didn't run it all the time, they did more of a 50-50 system, they're probably going to find more success in keeping a lead, I would say. So, like you say, it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do in the second half. For me, it'll also be interesting to see which quarterbacks. I mean, unless I've missed something, number 11's out there throwing it now, but I'm sure number 10 was out there throwing it earlier as well. And like I said, I haven't gotten any information on that, but I'm taking a guess that they are brothers, one being a sophomore, one being a senior, and Jacob Holcomb and Nathaniel Holcomb. So that would be interesting to find out there. I'm sure it's no coincidence.
Well, the Vikings are, the whole team, at least the players, are out huddled about the 20-yard line out there. They're probably some senior or some leadership there telling them, getting the kids all fired up. The Wolves, on the other hand, are over down here on their sidelines, and it looks like they're in their groups. And in offense and defense, coaches are giving them their last bit of information and going out. And here come the Wolves. They're going to be receiving, and the Wolves are coming out, and unfortunately they're on the wrong end of the field, and they're turning around and coming back. But
I think they were confused since they saw Puyallup down the other sideline, down the other end of the field there. I'm just going to give you a rundown here of so far the standings at the SPSL. You've got Graham Compausen and Olympia and Sumner, all with an overall 3-0 record. And those are the three teams you would definitely expect at the top there. Graham-Kapowsin and Sumner, I know, were ranked at the beginning of the season. Sumner was number 2 and Graham-Kapowsin 5, respectfully.
I'm sorry to interrupt you on this, but I just heard while we took a break there at halftime that they actually played last night.
Yes, I apologize. You're correct there.
And I think Sumner came away with the W.
They did. I just remembered that from today, and they did come away with a W by 7 points, I believe. I heard it was a pretty good game and very close game in the end to watch.
Two of the top 5 teams in the state, and I can imagine that would have been a great game even if you weren't a fan of either one, if you just enjoy football. Again, high school sports is one of the best bang for your sports dollar, and it really isn't very much. And here goes the opening kickoff. Puyallup kicks it deep. He's got a good, strong leg, and once again puts it in the end zone.
And that wind's still definitely behind, and it's helping out a lot, so...
He's got a good leg, but yeah, that wind helps and things. But it's a touchback, and the Wolves will start on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Here we go.
See what teams made the best adjustments from a defensive standpoint.
You know, I'm sort of surprised that they didn't come out just with the play that they knew that they were going to play, or that they were going to run. But it could be just, they're adjusting to the Puyallup defense. It's hand up and up the middle, and it's going to be stopped short. Gain of not much, maybe 1, maybe none. No, he's got a little gain, about a yard, half a yard. 2nd and 9. Ball's on the 21-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that play done over the middle to Isaiah. Got to say that the Vikings read that very well.
It's kind of fun to watch, and obviously the quarterback and the running back are cueing off what the defense gives them, but they run along. They take several steps together, and that ball's in the gut of the running back, but they don't necessarily make the decision. He's back to pass, but he gets sacked. Loss of about 7 yards.
Yeah, that was Rapina Roberts, I believe, that got a hold of him, and there you go, 3 and out. And
4th and long, and there'll be no messing around here. This will hopefully we'll get a good punt here, and
it's kicking into the wind, so this is going to be hard. You know what? You got to credit the Vikings there. They've certainly come out, and they come out strong, and they come out fast on defense. So you got to say right now they've made some good adjustments.
High snap, he gathers it in. It's almost blocked. It's a short punt, but it looks like it may get a decent South Kitsap roll here up to about the 44-yard line. So the Vikings are going to start in good field position. Coming out here 1st and 10. Ball's on the 44.
I believe it is on the 44, yes. And I got to say, if I'm the Vikings right now, I come out with play number 1 and throw it deep.
We got trips left, 1 receiver on the right side, and we got a motion. Somebody got messed up on that one, and the ball didn't get snapped, and we had 2 other receivers on the left side. They took off down the field, and that ball will be marched back 5-yard line. So it'll be now 1st and 15 at the 48, 49. Wolves not showing blitz as much. They showed that a lot in the first half. Didn't run it. Ball's thrown over deep. Oh, nice throw and catch.
I got to say, he threaded that right through 3 of our guys.
It's almost like they weren't looking for it. So
yeah, that was number 15, Noah McFadden. Again, he's a senior and he's 6 foot 180.
31-yard catch. Wolves need to be a little more attentive there. Let's get a stop here. We got 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, a little delay, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Wolves rightfully so excited on that play. That was a nice bottling that one up.
So we're looking at 2nd and 9.
Second and 9, 3 receivers, and he goes to the short side of the field and in and out of his hands, incomplete pass. Be 3rd and long. It's interesting. I've seen Puyallup do that a couple of times. They've got trips on one side, and the quarterback immediately goes to the other side where there's only one receiver.
Well, we're giving these receivers almost 10 yards cushion here. I'm really surprised we're doing that.
Ball's thrown, caught. It's going to be a first down right about the 5-yard line. Again, forgive us for not knowing exactly where that ball is. It's down the length of the field. We're on the other end, up high up on the roof, about the 15, 20-yard line. So the angles are a little bit difficult for us to call.
Looks like
but
it's
it's
on the 6.
Ball's on the 6-yard line. Drop back pass. He's got some time. Nice defensive play by the Wolves. I don't know what who that was. Looks like number
2.
That pass was intended by Talon Yearberry.
I want to say it was Torrey DiGiovanni that broke that up.
Giovanni on the coverage. Second down and goal.
Quick pass, and we got another score there, Lee.
We just did not adjust to that, not at all. The quarterback probably saw that before the ball was even snapped and knew exactly where he was going. Too easy.
So play on for the extra point.
Ball snapped and kick. It's an extra point is good. Makes it Puyallup Vikings 41, South Kitsap 32 with 9:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Wolves coming back, and they're gathering around the coaches, figuring out what's next. They're going to receive this kickoff again in the second half.
Well, here we go, Brian. How long did that take them to score? Less than 2.5 minutes. Just over 2.5 minutes. 2:45. Like I say, if we're going to keep this close, we're going to have to march this down there as well.
We'll do it. Here we go. Nice deep kick once again into the end zone. He's aided by that wind, but he's got a strong leg. It's interesting. You don't usually see a kicker with a number 75 on his
It's
back.
Owen Ebner. He's a junior, 6'2", 170. Yes, number 75.
And he's listed only as a kicker, but he's got some decent size. I wouldn't surprised we don't see him out as a. And
there was a bad snap there, and I got to say, quarterback did a good job of getting it, and really, other than the fact that we've lost maybe 10 yards on that play, pretty
more
close.
than that.
Second and 20.
Second and 20. It's not. Wolves offense hasn't been able to do much this second half, but let's get this cranked up. And quick pass, throwing deep. He's wide open again. Oh, tough luck play. Nice defensive play by number 40.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people on our sideline looking for a flag, and I personally don't think there was a flag to be thrown there. Number 40 did do a great job landing that.
The Wolf went up to touch that ball, and he just gave him a little shove and enough to knock the ball out of the hands. It was a nice play.
Yes, it was.
And good sport, too. I mean, he could have probably really leveled him there legally, but didn't need to do that and broke up the play. So roll out to his right. He's looking, comes back, receiver. He's caught it, and he's knocked out of bounds about the 20-yard line. Not going to be enough for a first down. In fact, about 10 yards short. So once again, the punt team comes out on the field.
You know,
We got about 4th down and looks like about 7 to go. Ball's on the 23-yard line. Punt formation. Ball snapped. Almost. In fact, I think it was partially.
I think he tipped it.
Takes a Puyallup bounce and then a South Kitsap bounce. It's once again, that ball has been started right about midfield. I don't know how many times this game. It's going to be about the 48, 47-yard line for the Vikings to take over here, and they're out and they're ready to go, and no huddle once again.
The young man, I believe, that's almost gotten to those last 2 punts is Gavin Naski.
I want to block him.
6'6".
Wolves again, linebackers showing blitz. Nothing there. The ball's thrown out in the flat and hits him in a bad spot, the hands. Fairness, that the angle on that was difficult. So
another person, that Gavin I was talking about earlier, 6'6", 250. He's a tight end. I gotta believe some scouts must be looking at him as well. It's just size alone.
Trips right once again. He looks left and again completes that pass.
Number 18, Darius Morrison.
I'm glad the quarterback kept his eyes to the left because that number 40, that Landon Neff, he was wide open over there on the right side. Ball's on the 40-yard line, snap, handed off up the middle, and we got another 1st down for the Puyallup Vikings.
Number 24, Nolan Martinez with the rush. Gain of 6 yards for Martinez, and that's good for a Puyallup 1st down.
It's going deep. This could be intercepted.
Gotta wonder if the receiver ran the right route there, or the ball was just overthrown, because it was much closer to the Wolves defensive back there. They seem to be throwing the deep ball on that right side, or where they line up the trips, but then the short little pass to the left here, and it's been real successful for him as well. There he goes, the left side, flags down, ball must have been a false start there.
Good call there, Brian. I didn't see it. Right now the Wolves need a little bit of help, so get back into this game.
2nd down, 15. Ball's going to be snapped from the 39, that familiar Viking formation. Trips right.
Oh.
A little bit of pressure. Move. And he gets bumped by the... what? There.
That was the confusion in the play there. I think it was actually meant for number 18 of Puyallup, and number 40 come across, and they hit each other when he had it in his hands. So it's pretty fortunate for the Wolves on that play.
It's going to be 3rd and about 15 for Puyallup. Wolves need to stop here.
Sorry, it wasn't. It was.
Was the intended receiver almost came up with a catch for Puyallup.
Puyallup changing formation now. They've got they still got trips right, but they got one receiver backed up behind one of the other ones. One in motion is rolling right. Ball's thrown high, incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th and 15.
They're sort of in no man's land here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it, to be honest with you.
I was just thinking that myself. I think I might go for it, and if the Wolves can stop them, they'll start with some decent field position.
And the Vikings keep their offense on the field.
Well, they're rolling the dice here a bit.
We got two backs in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass. Got a little extra time, throwing deep down the right sideline, and it's caught by the Vikings.
That's Taylor Yearberry. You talked about him in the beginning of the game and in the first half. And to be honest with you, that's just too easy. And you got to say the pass was spot on.
It was a beautiful pass right over his shoulder, and if anybody was going to catch it, it was going to be him.
A little bit of celebration over there, and it looked like one of the coaches actually fell down. Can't blame them. They're having a good time as well.
So Cutler in for the extra point.
Okay, they're lined up for the kick the extra point here. Ball snapped, placed, and kicked, and that's good. Although there's a whistle, no indication.
So there's a penalty flag down.
We got motion on
False start on Puyallup. So the evaluated penalty.
correction, false start.
They will
They'll kick it again, but with this guy's leg, they're not going to have any problems getting this. Lined up, ball snap, placed, and kicked once again, and again it's good.
And the extra point is good.
Well,
That makes it 48-32. Let's see if we can get back on track. The Wolves go down and score here. Bring it back within a touchdown.
Well, we're in that situation now, Brian. Sorry. We're in that situation now. We have to go for 2 points because we're 2 touchdowns behind with 2-point conversions. And if Puyallup carry on like this, they're going to be 3-1. And then they got a tough game themselves next week. They're playing on Saturday, and they play Sumner next week. They put some pretty hefty points up against their last 2 opponents, being that when they played Curtis and Rogers, they put something to the effect of 49 points up against both teams, I believe.
Okay, we're set to kick.
And with the wind, I believe this is going to go back in the end zone once again.
And you are right. We got 6:43 left in the third quarter. Ball's going to be on the 20-yard line. The Wolves will start 1st and 10. I'm going to make a prediction here. They're not going to huddle.
It's a great prediction. And, want to be staying positive here. The Wolves are going to get back on track and start scoring because if they don't, I'm going to suggest to the coach he brings the rest of the players out of the locker room.
Going to run up the left side, gain of about 3 yards, so we got 2nd and 7. Scoreboard says 2nd and 6. Ball snap, he's dropping back, he's looking deep, and there's nobody there. We got a receiver that's, he's hurt, he's hurting. And he's upset. He's down on the sideline. Got a trainer over there looking at him. I didn't see it. I was watching the quarterback drop. Did you see anything, Lee?
No, but it looks like his abdomen. He pulled something. He certainly looks hurt. He hit his helmet on the ground pretty hard in frustration. So we got 3rd and 6 now. Here's a snap. Quarterback drops back. We got a guy open in the middle. Oh, that's just a tangle of the feet.
Oh, almost picked off, but luckily for the Wolves, all got knocked down by a Viking there, and he could have picked that off very easily, but it's kind of like one of those times you had too much time to think about it and you just dropped it.
Indeed, and I also think that, perhaps it was probably a good sign that he didn't pick it off, because punting into the wind, they're probably going to wind up with better field.
Some people are probably screaming for a flag on that one, but that's just
tangle of feet.
Yep, offensive, defensive player going for the ball, and they tangle up. Good, no call.
So we got number 10 getting ready to receive for the Vikings. That's Jacob Holcomb. Here comes the punt, and there it is. 6'6". You knew it was going to happen eventually.
Got a block, and the ball goes out of bounds about the 10-yard line. Got to get a helmet on that guy and keep him out of there. He got a piece of it last time and got the whole thing this time.
Yes, I said in the last series, he's just getting too close, and when you're that big, I don't know if we got anyone that can match him. Unfortunately for the Wolves, this is going downhill pretty fast, and they're going to have to step it up a gear. So they've brought in number 2, Justin Schuler, while number 18, I believe, went off the field.
He's going to run this the way they've lined up here. Right off the right corner there, and he's picked up quite a few yards. He's going to be down about the 3-yard line.
He's not very tall at 5'10", but he's got some weight, 195 by him. But that's a lot of muscle right there. He walks that in.
Touchdown.
Six and a half minutes gone so far in the third quarter, and we're, bar the extra point, we're looking at 54-32 right now. The Vikings are just piling it on. So obviously, like I said to you earlier, the adjustments as far as the Vikings are concerned on defense, they've certainly been doing their part. And you know their offense can already score. They proved that in the first half.
Ball's placed and snapped, and that's another extra point.
So Kitsap Wolves 32 and the Puyallup Vikings 55.
87 points, that's a lot of points in a football game.
Yes, and right now I can, I'm seeing that getting a little bit higher here.
You know, the Wolves have lost a little bit of that bounce they had coming out at halftime. Kids are kind of walking off the field here, but I'm sure the coaches will get them rallied up here, and hopefully they'll come storming back.
Yes, we've certainly come out flat, which is quite surprising, really. The game was really close, obviously, and you just think there would have been a bit more of a bounce in their step there. And right now, to be perfectly honest with you, Brian, I don't see it. Right now, though, they can't drop their heads. They have to keep them and just be positive. And who knows, if they can score on this drive, who knows, it might change. So a prediction, Brian, in the end zone?
I think it's going to kick in the end zone. Did surprise us, though.
Onside kick it.
Low squib kick. But it is a low kick. It's going to take a bounce, but they're going to let it go in the end zone, which is probably a good thing to do there.
So that touchdown will bring the ball to the front.
Here we go. I think we got to start this no-huddle offense and just keep it going as quick as possible. I think Coach Krolick hopefully is set a couple plays in there at once and just gets them going.
So first and 10.
That's some good fighting for yards there.
Nice second and third effort. We got a Wolves down on the field. Something hurts. Trainer comes sprinting out.
So Matthew Burns with the carry breaks a tackle.
You know, the athletic med staff here and the kids do an incredible job. South Kitsap is known for just a top quality athletic med department. And,
you know, I think, sorry, Brian, I think that's really classy of the Vikings to actually be kneeling, but I would prefer them to stand up. You know, I don't want to see any of them cramping up either. You know, just move around a little bit. I don't think that's disrespectful. I think it's good to try and stay warm a bit. Can't see what is on the ground, but he is now up. Although he's having two people help him off, so hopefully it's nothing serious. It looks like number 55, Jaeger Berisham, but it's, yes it is, isn't it? Yes it is. He's a 6-foot senior at 280. So So he's another big young man. Well, second one. I think those are about
Second and 1, ball's on the 29-yard line. What do you think here, Lee? We're going to throw it down deep?
I think we're going to throw it, but I don't think it's going to be, well, I was going to say it was going to be deep.
And it's caught. He's on the 40. He's sprinting up the sideline. No one's going to catch him. That's going to be a touchdown, Wolves. That is a 70-yard touchdown play. And he comes over and gives a number 1 up to the fans.
They want to be careful. They don't want to over-celebrate this because they don't allow.
He comes back very politely. He's excited. Gives the ball to the ref.
Great pass and a great catch by Deshaun Keel. He showed some speed there, and again, he's only a sophomore, 6'2", 165, so he's done a great job. But we're still a ways behind here. We got to keep our heads.
Yeah, it's a good start, though. It starts with that first score. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The way these teams can score, it's not possible.
Mick Whitney just running on the field there.
Ball snap. It's kicked. And that's good, ladies and gentlemen.
And it is good.
We've got a 55-39 score.
With 4:54 left in the third quarter.
You worry about number 9 being out there for Puyallup on those as well. You're thinking he'll just jump through the middle and he'll block that next. Well, I got to think that Coach Krolick's going to onside kick this. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I don't know. They may, I don't know. Depends what they got up their sleeves defensively. They may want to kick it, try to kick it deep, although they will be kicking to the wind. They'll have the wind in their favor in the fourth quarter, so now might be a good time to do it. They tried it earlier in the game, and the ball didn't even go 10 yards. Although I liked what they tried to do with it.
Sorry, Brian. I see Coach Krolick is having a bit of a discussion down there, and quite a heavy one with the officials, and they're both raising their hands at each other like, I don't think you know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're talking about sort of situation. And I'm not sure whether he's saying that the quarterback for the Vikings is false starting. And I'm just throwing that out there. I could be completely wrong. But he is certainly not happy.
He's got his hat off and just kind of waves it like, you know, whatever. He's a passionate advocate for his players. He's down as far as he can come down, and he's still talking to that sideline ref.
You know, and I can honestly say this. Coach Krolick knows the rules of this game. His knowledge is exceptional. Anyway, we got the kickoff coming. And there it is.
And Puyallup, I think, was kind of ready for it there. Good call, Lee. Missed another prediction correctly called. But
good job by the Vikings just to land on that. You know,
yep.
We obviously didn't get the bounce at that last one, but still they did a good job in landing on it. And they despite being scored against right now, they certainly have the wind beneath their sails right now. I wouldn't.
Please don't start singing that song. Okay, ball's on the 44-yard line. We got trips left now. They've usually been trips right. We'll see what they had, and then they go on the short side. And they throw that little short sideline pattern. That's been real successful for him. Looks like he's going to go throwing deep. Ball's thrown out of bounds, though.
And I was watching the quarterback, and I didn't see him do anything. That's why I said I'm just taking a guess there. So I'm going to have to ask Coach Krolick what he was referring to later on. I'm not really sure what he was explaining or disagreeing with the ref.
Ball's handed off to number 24, and he's just fighting for extra yards.
Yeah, instead of the kids actually making the tackle, they're trying to rip the ball from him. And, you know, I think at this stage right now, just make the tackle, because you make the tackle, he's probably another 2 or 3 yards back.
Yeah, that's number 24 is Nolan Martiz. He's a junior, 5'6", 160. He looks bigger than that. He's a pretty stout young man. runs the ball well, keeps it low, and keeps those legs driving.
From their own 49.
Just rolls out to his left, throws out in the flat. It's completed. It's going to be a first down, ball out of bounds about the
That reception was by Noah McFadden.
42-yard line.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. And that'll be a first down for the Vikings. At the 42,
First and 10. Here comes the snap.
Hits a Puyallup receiver hand and a defensive Wolves hand, and falls incomplete.
I actually thought it hit our guys' hands first, and he was just surprised it was coming his way. I believe it was number 13 for us. Deshaun Keel. Quarterback's keeping the ball. He gets to about the 30, 29.
It's going to be another first down for the Vikings. We don't have our normal statistician up here, so it's hard to tell, but I'd like to know how many first downs between these two teams. There's a bunch.
Well, the thing is, you're our normal statistician. We sent the other guy off to Africa.
That'd be Phil Neninger. He's visiting his son in Africa in the Peace Corps.
He better be watching.
We miss you, Phil. Throwing deep into the end zone, and once again it's caught.
That's number 15, Noah McFadden. He's having a pretty big night. The quarterback's having a pretty big night.
He puts the ball right on the money. The only player that can catch it is his receiver.
Yep, you can't ask for more than that. You can see why they throw it so much. They got plenty of guys who can catch it. If he can throw it that way, then you know, next week's game between them and Sumner is going to be pretty interesting.
Sumner looks like the team to beat now after they knocked off Graham Krapausen last night.
That Sumner team, well, we saw them here, and they've got some studs on that team.
It's now 62-39 here at Kitsap Bank Stadium at South Kitsap High School. We got 3 minutes, 38 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wind still picked up pretty good. The flags on the top of the goals are, they're about a 45-degree angle, so that's a pretty good wind.
Do you remember what the score would need to be for, what's the difference for the running clock?
I think it has to be 40 points.
Is it 40 points?
Yeah. Let's hope we don't go to that.
I'm certainly hoping we're not going to get there. But we've got to be careful because this Vikings team, they're just steamrolling right now.
That was, you know, if you're a Viking fan, that was a critical score there with the Wolves scoring. They came right back down the field and scored and put that deficit back up there to.
Well, we're going to have Owen Ebner kicking off, number 75. I'm not sure, respectfully, it makes too much of a difference who's back there receiving for us because it's going to go in the end zone with the wind helping him out here. Unless same thing happens he did earlier. I'd like to see one of our guys at least get a shot to try and run it and see what can happen.
I'm taking some time here, but now he's getting ready to kick, and there goes that ball again. And it's, guess what, Lee? Sailing into the end zone.
Yeah, I got to say, you know, our kick returners are probably a little bit frustrated as well. I'm sure that they would like to try and make some play and try and lift the squad up a little bit here. Again, I'm with you, Brian. The ball's been set down. We should already know what we're running. We shouldn't even have to look. We should have just got going.
Whistle blows the play dead.
Looks like a false start.
False start. Usually what happens when they play that, or blow it dead. No.
Wow.
No. We got a offsides against the defense there.
Again, we'll take the little help that we can get here.
That'll move the Wolves to the 25-yard line, where it will be 1st and 5.
All right, so we're 1st and 5 from the 25-yard line.
See what we can do here. Ball snap. He rolls left. Looks like he's just going to keep that and run up the left side. Gain of maybe about 1.
Don't know if he even got any yards out of that, Brian. I think it's going to be 2 and 5.
I think you're right.
Well, you got a picture of the crowd and all the student supporters. They're still having a good time out there. There's a snap. Here comes the pass.
Looks both ways and gets just nailed.
No, I got to say, I'm thankful that number 19 just pushed him over instead of knocked him over with a tackle or something like that.
Yeah, that's Eric Stepney is a senior, 6'2", 300 pounds. I wouldn't want him coming after me.
No, because he actually came off quickly. He seems like he can move pretty fast.
3rd down and 10. For South Kitsap.
So we got 3rd and 10. Oh, they're coming. No, number 19 all over him this time.
He didn't just push him down.
That's number 19 and number 62, it looks like. Ryan Childress, he's a 6 foot, 240 pound junior, and they were moving. It looks like we have someone down from the Vikings. Number 54, Yona Ava. Hopefully he's okay. And here's a position no punter likes to be in the end zone. And someone has got to block number 9. You got to double team this.
Find 9 and block him.
He better be double teamed. Oh, that's not good.
And it takes a Puyallup bounce, and coming back, it's going to have a net of
like
about a yard.
Yeah, he's on the 11-yard line, so the Vikings are going to start.
They did
1st and 10 on the 11-yard line.
They did a nice job of keeping number 9 out, but that ball was shanked.
Unfortunately, yes.
That's too bad.
That is too bad because he's not going to feel good about it.
But like you said, that's a lot of pressure back there. You got all those guys coming at you that want to rip your head off.
And like you say, look at the flag right now. The wind is really blowing out there. Number 24 for Puyallup has the ball. Yeah, he doesn't get too much, maybe 3 yards.
Wolves are still fighting.
Some of them are looking a little bit dejected with their hands on their hips.
Drops back to pass.
And look at that. Number 19 was in the tight end position, I believe. That's a big-time touchdown for number 19, Eric Stephanie. He showed some pretty good hands there.
You know, they come up and they go to do that chest bump. I don't think I'd want to chest bump him. Chest bump him, you're on your back. 300 pounds.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody that was going to stop him.
And he's, you know, he's well put together young man. And the play is again blown dead. We'll see what we got this time, but I would imagine it's probably going to be a false start. Nope, it's against the Wolves this time. My predictions are not working too well right now.
No, I don't think there's much I can call here that's going to help us right now either. So that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
And we got another delay.
Because he just forgot to pick up his flag, I think, one of the referees.
Picking up the laundry. Now we're ready to go. Ball snapped, placed, and kicked, and once again through the uprights.
So we got the Wolves with 39 and the Vikings with 69. 30 points. And we still have a minute 55 in the third quarter. This is not looking good, Brian.
Wolves are looking a little shell-shocked. We're looking at our monitor up here and looking at the kids and things, and they've just, it's tough. But the fans, we got the fans right there. They're cheering and yelling, and they're helping pick up their classmates. And so we're out here for another. What we should have kept track of is how many kickoffs. Kickoffs, first down, there's been a bunch of them, both teams.
Well, there was 34 when they came out, and 69. So what have they scored? 35 points.
Now, I thought there was going to be a penalty assessed here on the kickoff, but
I did as well. They did say unsportsmanlike conduct earlier, correct?
what do we know? Not much. Another big long kick into the end zone.
I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. He didn't really need the extra yards, right? Sure is going to look good for number 75 stats there with all these balls going in the end zone.
Let's see if the Wolves can't get something generated here, at least bring it back a little bit, a little more respectable score, a little closer score. I don't know if you can say in football, if it's 69-39, that there's going to be a respectable score here.
No, but
he keeps it, runs up the middle. He's got some yards there. Nice move, nice tackle.
Well, we're up to the 35, and I think it's about the best
that's about a
best field position we've had for quite some time.
15-yard gain. You know, I'm wondering if you don't make a little adjustment on offense so you can help your defense out.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad call at all.
You know, start running some different things, some slants in there, some quick passes. Get back to what got you those 39 points. Okay, we got trips right, two backs, and once again that quarterback, he's keeping the ball, cutting back. Boy, he got nailed there, but picked up about 3 yards. I think he had more than that, but then he came back and got tackled. We got 3rd and about 6. Ball's on the 36-yard line. Looking to the sideline for the play. Ball snapped. He rolls right. He's looking. Here comes the defender. Gets that ball. Nope. Comes up a little bit short. Nice try.
I think Isaiah Bird was the intended receiver there.
You going to go for it here? Coach Lee, or
Yes.
you punt it away?
No. At this point of the game with the score, respectfully, there isn't much else to lose. You've got to go for it.
Got just over 19 seconds left in this third quarter of play, where there's been all kinds of scoring. Unfortunately, most of it has been by Puyallup. Unless you're a Puyallup fan, then it's not unfortunate.
That's right. I think that's a flag, yes.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think number 40 is, I don't think he's understanding. If he's turned around and he sees that, he's going to be perfectly okay, but he's jumping up and he's not even turned around. And again, you got to say we're pretty fortunate that he didn't turn around, because the ball's hung up in the air with the wind. If he turns around, he might pick that off.
He's kind of asking the ref, going, "Oh, what did I do?" Got the hands out there saying, "I just went straight up, honest." I think every athlete does that. Wasn't me.
And I think he's, he has every right to ask what he's doing
Oh yeah,
wrong.
he looked like he was doing it respectfully.
Yeah, and hopefully the referees explain to him what he's doing wrong.
So we got first down, balls on the 46-yard line. This will probably be one, maybe two more plays in this third quarter. The ball snapped, it's pitched out to the right side, cut up, ball's coming up, and he gets hit hard and taken down about the 38, 39-yard line. And again, we have some unsportsmanship-like conduct out there. The flag's down. And I don't know who this will be against, but it's unfortunately probably going to be against the second person who reacts to it.
Well, I just see a couple of Wolves throwing their hands up in the air, so
they're frustrated.
It might be against them.
They are frustrated, but still, that's not a good thing to do. When that whistle blows, you got to stop. Personal foul, and it goes against Puyallup.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so
I just saw the end thing. I saw a Wolf go down, but I have no doubt that there were some things going on afterwards. After the play, kind of away from the ball.
And for the Vikings, they if it is indeed on that way, unless it was both and they were the second person who got caught, just keep your composure. I mean, you're making your statement by looking at the scoreboard.
The head referee, he's brought, looks like the captains of both teams together, and probably give them a warning saying, hey, knock this stuff off. People are playing hard here. It's understandable, but we can't be having that.
Number 6, Rapina Roberts for the Vikings. He went over and was fist pumping a couple of the Wolves. Good job by him.
So it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
That penalty, 15 yards, is going to be an automatic first down, of course, 15 yards. And so we got 1st and 10, balls about on the 23-yard line. They're down in front of us here, so, but of course it's the end of the quarter, so they'll be going to the other end. I thought for a chance we were going to be able to read some of these numbers a little better and have it underneath our noses, but they're going to move down to the other end of the field, and hopefully the Wolves will punch it in down there.
So
usually should get a song out of the band here, isn't it? In between quarters.
Coming up next week, we have some JV football at Sparks Stadium on Monday at 6 p.m. against Puyallup, and we also have girls swim and dive taking on Puyallup at home on Tuesday, 3:30 p.m.
Some interesting stats right there on the TV. South Kitsap and Puyallup only lined up against each other 7 times since 1923. That's not very much.
Well, when the last faced off in 1991, the Vikings won with a final score of 7-0. I think that's a little bit different tonight.
Might be. Ball snapped. Sprint to the left side. Move the ball up about a 3-4 yard gain, almost to the 20-yard line.
I'm being told I didn't say where the girls swim and dive was. It's they're taking on Puyallup, and they're at home on Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. at our pool, South Kitsap High School. Ball snapped.
Quick pass.
Oh,
Nice
that's
catch.
a great catch. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Wolves.
I think those gold cleats maybe giving him a little more speed. Our fans are still into it as well.
Do you think those are real gold cleats, Lee?
No, but they look good.
That they do. Laughing that they did a.
So I believe it was Isaiah Bird.
They're going up to give each other a high five, and he gets just about knocked over. But he's excited, and that's good. So Wolves are going to kick it here. The ball snapped, placed, and kicked, and it's up and good.
The extra point by Peterson is good.
So, I guess
115 points.
I guess the only thing you can look at here now is we got to win the fourth quarter. If we do exactly what Curtis did to us in the third quarter, I guess it can go back to what we said earlier. It's going to come down to that last touchdown.
For the touchdown for your Wolves.
We're going to do a replay here, I believe. And here we go. Oh, he just took his time.
Just a nice catch and brings it in to hang on to that ball. He was helping the ref out on that one and giving him the call.
He was certainly letting him know that that's all the way in.
These cheerleaders doing push-ups for all the scores, they are going to have some biceps on all these push-ups.
Well, let's hope they have to do a few more here. 23 points behind, anything's possible.
3 scores with a couple of 2-point conversions. Stranger things have happened.
Are we going to onside kick this?
Nope. Kick it deep with the wind. Kicks it low, right off the chest pad.
Okay, so now here we
go.
go.
He picks it up and runs.
So what was wrong earlier with what happened to our guy?
I don't know. I'd sure like to get a definition on that.
So Ethan Stewart, number 8.
I'm not saying it's going to make any difference in the score, but I just would like to know what the rule is.
Out to the 34-yard line. And so first down and 10 for Puyallup.
There's a snap. There's a throw, and a couple of good moves, and the Wolves are all over him.
Good example right there. You swarm to the ball as a defense, and the first tackler missed him, but he slowed him down enough, and then all of a sudden, three more Wolves were right there to take him down for a short gain of about 2.5, 3 yards. So we got 2nd and 7. Ball's on the 37-yard line.
2nd and 7.
Here's the handoff up the middle,
and it's stuffed.
So who knows?
No gain,
that touchdown,
maybe even a loss or 2.
That touchdown may have sparked the defense now.
And they finally got to get over on the sidelines and get a little rest too.
Gavin Briggs with the stop. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 7.
Quick snap. Oh, that ball was almost picked off. It was a nice catch. Concentration by number 5, Talon Yearberry.
Again, we're just giving too much cushion, in my opinion. We've got to be stepping up a couple more yards on these wide receivers.
It's hard because they got some size and speed. You come up too hard and they burn you deep, but
I think at this point of the contest, you've got to take a couple of chances.
Well, and I think he did there. He almost had a pick, and kid made a nice catch. Ball's thrown deep. Ball's a little short, incomplete pass. We got 2nd and 10 on the 49-yard line.
And again, now the Vikings are going towards against the wind here, so I'm wondering if the ball just hung up a little bit on the receiver there.
Yeah, because it continues to blow pretty good.
Yeah.
Before we came up for the game, too, that wind was kicking up a little bit, and it was cold out there. You look at the temperature, it's not real bad, but that wind, there's a wind chill,
yeah.
So it makes it a little cooler. That was a handoff dive up the left side. Gained a couple of yards, maybe one. It's now 3rd and about 8. Midfield here, just over 50-yard line, right there in the middle of the big old SK.
3rd and 7.
Puyallup's looking at the sideline for the play.
And we're already off 10 yards with the receiver that's in the near here.
Ball snapped and dropped straight back. Ball's thrown over the receivers.
That pass was intended for Rapana Roberts, number 6.
The defense is going to hold him here. That good job with the South Kitsap defense here, and they're going to line up.
I think this is a good job by the Vikings as well, deciding to go ahead and punt it and just send them deep.
Let's hope they punt it, and if they don't, I hope the Wolves pick it up here.
So Hunter Halford in for Vikings to punt.
So we got the Wolves at the back ready to receive this.
We got 2. He kicks it. That wind
I
catches
think we
that
just
ball,
leave it,
knocks
just
it
leave
down,
it.
get away
Don't
from
touch
the ball.
it. Don't touch it.
And he does, and the ball's loose.
I think we were very, very fortunate there.
I think the coach is going to have a little conversation with him on that one. I mean, I guess you got to try something there, and he's trying to give a spark there, but that almost backfired. They were fortunate to recover that ball. Wolves are going to take over. The ball's going to be on the 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
Just under 9 minutes to go. I think you got to take a couple of deep shots downfield right now. Earlier, I thought the touchdown by us was Isaiah Bird, but I was wrong there. That's Deshaun Keel that got that last touchdown for the Wolves.
So 1st and 10 for SK.
Vikings get in position. We have number 11 in motion. Fake handoff. Quarterback's just going to hang on to that, and he's going for that corner. Turn the corner and picks up about 4 yards. We'll have 2nd and about 6 yards, maybe 5. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts left, Lee. No indication of anybody taking one right now, but coming down.
Out of bounds, it stops the clock anyway. So.
Right.
Well, he caught it.
He caught that ball, got his hands underneath there. There's Mr. Golden Cleats.
So we've got to hurry it up. Again, to me, it's just taking a little bit too much time to get there up to the line and get this play off.
On that 2nd and 7 play, gain of 4 yards. So 3rd down and 3.
I don't know if our camera crew can get a shot of the coaches signaling the plays. It's kind of a fun
Quarterback
thing
has
to do.
kept the ball.
He's kept that ball quite a bit. He's done a nice job.
So it was 8:19, 8:20.
Quarterback kick by Grissom, and the tackle was by Daniski and Mattel of the Vikings.
We got another 1st down by the Wolves, moving the ball. That's great.
Well, if the clock's supposed to stop on a 1st down, then they should be. They should have put some more time back on the clock.
Ball's thrown deep. He's wide open again. Oh, almost just a little overthrown.
Isaiah Bird was the intended receiver on that pass by Grissom. And Landon Neff with the coverage. 2nd down and 10.
Well, our offense is looking at the sideline for the play coming in.
Coaches are raising their hands, so that just must be the touchdown play. What do you think?
Let's hope so, because I think they're going to have to go deep.
2nd and 10, dropping back. Takes off again. He's going to pick
Get
up
out of
first
bounds.
down.
Get out of bounds.
They tackle him. Well, did not get out of bounds, so that clock is still running.
Looks like they're either recalled. Nope, they're saying he got out of bounds.
I think they're going to. Oh, there's a flag down on the field.
Well, while they're discussing the flag, all you girls soccer fans out there who we're 2-4, and we're at home next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. against Emerald Ridge. In volleyball, we were 3-2, play at Olympia on Tuesday at 7:15 p.m.
Well, that one's racked up against the Wolves. That's a 15-yard penalty. I haven't seen an indication of what it was. I just didn't see it. And the clock starts.
We got 23 yards to go here.
Straight drop back, throwing deep once again. And he caught that ball.
You know, I got to say we got away with them one there, Brian. I thought that was offensive pass interference personally.
Nah. Couldn't have been. Not arguing with you. Right now it goes in the books of a nice
throw and catch.
Catch.
I'm glad about it from a South Kitsap supporter, but I think we got away with one.
Okay, we got 1st and 10. Ball's on right on the 30-yard line here. We got 30 yards to go to pay dirt.
Think he'd be looking to come this side? No, it's a good handoff.
Good hard run, picked up about 7 yards, I think.
So it's 7-3-0 and time's ticking. Let's get to the line. Let's get that play in.
2nd and 5. They're lining up. We got them split wide left. Ball's handed off. He's dancing on the line there. He's kind of coming up, and he's close to a first down.
Probably a yard short.
That's Isaiah Davis again with the carry.
That's Isaiah Davis on the run there.
This time, tackle was made by Landon Neff.
So we're 3rd and 1. With 6:55 to go. Score, South Kitsap 46. Puyallup 69.
Drop it back. He's rolling left.
He's got a first down.
A little pump fake there, and that's up and out of bounds right about the 10-yard line.
Good decision by the quarterback.
He gave a little pump there like he was going to throw it and ran right past the defender.
Yep, I think Garrison did a very good job there. Just stayed patient, nothing there, so I'll take it myself. So 1st and 10. Up the middle, still on his feet. I think we're up to the 5-yard line.
Got 2nd and about 3.
Looked like number 27, Eli Watry, that took that up. And it looks like we may have called a timeout here.
It's good. Make sure we know what we're doing here. We've got the play in. And
I got that wrong, Brian. I believe it was Puyallup that might have called the timeout. And I actually think he's possibly, a good timeout from Puyallup. He's probably saying, look, you're giving this away now. We've had this game under control, and we're going to let them score again. So I'm just thinking you carry on pounding the ball at the middle right now. We seem to be we have some momentum. Or you know what? Put the quarterback and let him roll out. Any thoughts on that, Brian?
Yeah. Weston's made some nice reads, some nice plays. Considering that going into the first game of the season there, he was wide receiver.
Yes.
And he's turning to quarterback, and he's done a great job. The hats off to him for his transition to that. Here again, he's going to read it. He's just going to take it and run around the corner, and he does not get it. They got to drop the sticks there because he's going out of bounds. So we're going to look at 3rd and about 3 again. I don't think he's gained a lot there.
And he never got out. And if you're going to get caught, you just have to get out of bounds at this point.
Now just under 6 minutes left to go in the game. Wolves have the ball. They're driving a quick pass. Defended well. There's 2 defenders there.
Well, we know it's definitely 4-down territory, so.
Yeah, with this score, you got to go for it here.
It is intended for Isaiah Bird. And Landon Neff on the coverage.
I don't know if they do, but you almost wish they had the option play in this in their book
So
here.
4th down and 3.
Oh.
Try to do a hard count here, maybe draw them offsides.
I almost thought that they did. That's why I gave that little bit of a
handoff straight up the middle. He's turned twist. He
might have the first down
might
at
have
a
the first
minimum.
down.
That's a touchdown. Oh, I don't know what we got going.
No,
on
I
here.
see it's a touchdown indication by
I
the.
saw a flag get thrown as well, right into the pile. Looks like we have a couple of Vikings hurt. We have a flag on the play. We have a touchdown
indicated by the line judge. And they shot the cannon.
And we shot the cannon prematurely.
And we got a Wolf limping off of the sideline too. So that's.
So there's been a sideline warning issued to SK.
Sideline warning. Which
Okay,
means we
so
got
this-
coaches or players that are going over the designated area there. It's no foul.
I believe it was our coaches. And I'd like to know what the call is with the flag. Just placing it back on the 6-yard line.
Playing that over, maybe. Ball's on the right hash mark. Going to play 4th down over again. Not sure of all the calls. We haven't gotten word on what that was, but here's the ball and here's the snap.
Now we have a false start, and I believe it was one of our receivers.
So there's a false start against the Wolves.
That doesn't help.
Previous play because of the penalty.
Now it's 4th and 8, 4th and 9. They get a first down and not score, but how about we just score?
There's a snap. Quick pass to the outside.
He's wide open.
There we
Touchdown,
go.
Wolves.
Maybe that's what they needed, just a little bit more room just to get that touchdown in there. I think that's
That was a nice call. Nice play.
number 21, is it?
Number 21, which is not on our program tonight. It's number 21. No, it's not. Public address announcer says it's Dio Giovanni with the catch, but Dio Giovanni's number 2.
If someone could let us know who number 21 is, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Ball snap, kick is up, and it is good.
And the extra point by Peterson is good.
With 5:33 left in this ball game, it's Puyallup 69, South Kitsap 53. A defensive game tonight.
Yes, 122 points total.
Wow. That'd be a heck of a basketball score.
I think it's
that
a
earlier.
basketball score for high school right now.
I got a replay here on that. And the cheerleaders are doing their push-ups again. Again, they're going to have strong arms at the end of this game.
Well, I got to say, Brian, if we get the onside kick here and score within 2 minutes, then this is going to be an interesting ending to obviously a very high-scoring football game.
It'd be fun to know what the state record for most points. I'm sure we're not there yet, but it's probably pretty close, although we might be shocked when you're talking about all time.
We keep thinking the defenses are tired. I think the offenses are the ones that are tired. They've been out there more than anybody else.
I'm tired, and I'm just sitting up here.
It's not a bad. That's a great grab by number 15 there, Noah McFadden.
Yeah, it looks like they had their hands team in there, kind of guessing that was going to happen. Well, we're lined up here. Got to be an incredible number of offensive plays as well for both teams, with both teams no huddle.
Yeah, there's the play I wish we had in our book.
Yeah, nice pickup. Quarterback got that pitch got forced, and he took a shot, but he pitched it just perfect to his running back, who picks up about 15 yards for another Puyallup Viking first down.
This is good play by the Vikings right here. First and 10 on the 38.
They're in no hurry to snap the ball here. They want that clock to run down. Fake handoff. Nice defensive play there by the Wolves.
So we're going to have second and 10 on the 38. Now obviously stops the clock at 5:02.
On the coverage. Second down and 10.
Wolves jumping around, showing blitz. They blitz from the right side. And they
big hole. Oh, still on his feet.
So I can pick up about 15 yards.
Down to the 21. First and 10, Vikings.
Sometimes when I'm at home watching football with the Seahawks or Huskies or Cougars or whoever, my wife will call a fumble play, and she's right most of the time. So if you're listening, call that fumble play right now. We could use a break. Handoff runs up the middle. He's got some room. He's going to pick up another first down. And they finally bring him down after about a 13-yard gain.
It's a good spin move there on the 10-yard.
On the 6-yard line. It's going to be first and goal on the 6.
Deshaun Taylor with the tackle. To at the 6, it's first and goal.
The clock continues to tick. Ball snap, quick pass out to the right side, and he catches the ball.
It's a great pass. It looked like a back shoulder fade from here, and number 15, Noah McFadden, again, he's having a big night, and you know what? You can't say anything better than what he's been doing tonight.
Giovanni was on him. He just, got quite a height advantage there on him.
You know, what am I going to say?
You're going to probably say what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah. You think they needed that 2 points?
With 4:04 to go, yeah, I think they were probably pretty desperate for it.
So we got a score with 4:04 left in the game. It's Puyallup Vikings 77. Yes, that's correct. 7-7 to 53 over the home South Kitsap Wolves. 130 points.
Well,
Did
I
the
have
math
to say,
myself.
I want to.
Had to take my shoes off, count the toes.
I want to say, I hope the South Kitsap Wolves can at least possess this ball for the next 4 minutes, because I wouldn't want to see them get scored against anymore tonight.
I can say in my years of being a South Kitsap fan, and yes I am, that's probably very, very obvious for those of you who've been listening at all. I can't ever recall a score this high of 77. I've seen the 50s and maybe occasionally the 60s by one team, but combined score like this, I'm not sure I've ever seen it. I've watched a lot of Wolf football over the years.
And to be fair, I don't even remember when we've scored over 50 points against somebody.
Ball's caught about 10-yard line. He comes up, crosses the 20, the 30. He's got a little room. He's finally tackled about the 48-yard line. Nice little return there.
That's a great return.
You know, just to show you what the wind is doing, that same kicker for the Vikings who have time and time again put it down on the north end zone on kickoffs. That ball came well short, was actually kicked to about the 12-yard line. So
well,
you know that wind has something to do with that.
So 1st and 10. Strong finish. Oh, that's got to be a PI. Come on.
Flag down.
So while all that's being sorted out, next week we have South Kitsap at Olympia. And although South Kitsap were able to put up 53 tonight, that's going to be a very tough game. And I certainly do not see 53 points being put up against Olympia, but you never know. And as I said earlier, we have the Puyallup Vikings are playing Sumner. And again, certainly they're not going to be putting up 77 up against Sumner. So I don't think we'll be seeing from either side this kind of score next week.
I don't think we'll probably see this for a couple of years. It's pretty rare. Okay, the Wolves will take the ball on about the 38-yard line. The ball snapped, handed off, and run up the middle. Spin move. He's got some room and some nice moves, and he gets that first down up to about the 20-yard line.
It was number 28, I believe, Mick Whitney. He's a junior, 6 foot.
Nice little bit of running there.
265.
Got hit about the line, did a spin move, ran another, got first down.
He's got it again.
He's not going to get as many that time. He's still fighting in there, though. Those refs need to blow that whistle a little quicker, when there's obviously no more movement there, and someone's going to get hurt if they don't blow that whistle. Clock is ticking. We're down under 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the game. Ball's put in place. Wolves are up. And then they shift and look for the adjustment on the play. Ball is snapped. Quarterback gets hit, and it looks like it's going to be picked off in the end zone. He's running it out. He's coming down the left sideline there and takes the ball out of bounds. Can't really blame the quarterback on that one. He was stood in there and tried to deliver the ball for another score, and it just got picked off. No complaints on Mr. Glisson. He's had a good game and stood in there, took some shots. Frustrated, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, you got to say both offenses are pretty good. Obviously, Vikings are that little bit better, and I would say both teams have a serious defensive issue right now, something that needs to be addressed, and I'm sure that the coaches will do that for both teams during the week.
I think Puyallup's going to be pretty happy just to run that ball and run that clock down. It's about 2.5 minutes left in this wild and crazy game tonight.
I think they want to score again, Brian.
We've got sophomore Jacob Holcomb in at quarterback now for the Vikings. Ball snapped. He
got
has
a
the
fumble.
Ball's on the turf.
And it looks like the Wolves have got the ball.
We've got a couple of Wolves pointing that way.
That was a bad exchange. That's all there was there.
Yeah, he tried to kind of reach out and get that running back, but a little too far to go.
So if the Wolves could actually score in the next 2 minutes, 5 seconds, get another 6 plus the extra for 7 points and have 62-77, it might look quite respectable.
Catch the Wolves. We've got a wide open receiver. He just can't get the ball there. Vikings were not set there. You got to believe that everybody's got to be tired of offense from. I'd love to know the number of plays, total plays, and but also the defense that just trying to keep up with these fast-paced offenses. They get no time for a breather. Okay, we're set here. Ball snapped. Handed off up the middle. There's some running room. He's breaking to the middle. Oh, he leaps over that. Oh, that is a pretty play. A little bit of pride there for the Wolves.
Yes. Got to say the prettiest play of the day.
Gotta love that Viking lowered his head to make the tackle, and he just hurdled him. I hope he's playing her. I hope track coach is taking a look at that. He's got a hurdler there.
He's pretty excited coming to the sideline talking to one of the Wolves who happens to be on the bench down there.
Yeah, that's good. Little, give him something to be excited about. And
I think now the cannons just turned on someone's car alarm.
Okay, we're lining up for the extra point here. Ball snapped, placed, kicked, and it's good. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this is not basketball. It's the
South Kitsap Wolves 60
and the Puyallup Vikings 77. Okay, for all you younger kids out there, what's that total score? Add that up. If you got 137 points, you are right. You bring your answer to Mr. Ledoux.
Got a replay coming here. And there's the leap. That's quite a leap there.
That's pretty good. I like that. But you bring that correct answer to Mr. Lowe, and he'll provide you candy on Monday. Right, Mr. Ledoux?
If you're going to give me the candy to give to him, you've got that all sorted out. We're good to go.
Little incentive there.
So let's be a little bit optimistic here and say we're going to get the onside kick. Score within 55 seconds. Get the 2-point conversion.
Okay, you're down.
Hey, we're down 7 then, I believe.
Another onside kick. They pick it up and run and score. Hey, anything can happen, right?
If history serves me correct, in the last decade, the highest scoring games for the SK was 61-28 when we beat Foss in 2007.
Got a short little kick there, on semi-onside kick, but once again, the Vikings were ready for it, and they filled the ball and catch it and just drop down it about the 35-yard line. We've got 1:53 left in this wild and crazy game. 77-60. Yes.
I see that number 11, Nathaniel Holcomb's come back out. And I don't know if that's because of the exchange that took place in the last series for them, but sort of leave him in. Leave the younger one in there. Give him some reps. You got to believe you're not going to lose the game.
Nice defensive play there by the Wolves. They shot through gaps in the offensive line and dropped him for about a yard loss. We got 2nd and 11. Ball's on the 36-yard line.
Second down and 10.
Clock is down 1:20.
Ball snapped, handed off up the middle. He's got some running room, but the Wolves drag him down. Another gang tackle by the Wolves. Picked up about 4 yards, looks like. We got 3rd and 7 here. Got 1 minute.
We're under a minute, so
they're not in any hurry to snap the ball, understandably. No. They might even take a 5-yard penalty here. Nope, they're going to snap the ball, hand it off, keep that clock running. He's tackled for no gain. We're going to be 4th. Yeah, I picked up a yard. I checked that. We got about 4th and 6. Got to believe that they're just going to.
Coach is coming on the field, and players are coming over. Coach is going across. Game over.
So final score of, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a football game. The Puyallup Vikings 77, South Kitsap Wolves 60. Both offenses have to be feeling really, really good. Defenses, well, we'll let the coaches have a conversation with their players on that one. But I'm very, very proud of the South Kitsap Wolves, how classy they've been. It's real hard to do that when you get drubbed like this. And at the same time, congratulations to the Puyallup Vikings.
Yeah, so we want to thank you all for joining us for this South Kitsap High School boys football game. And we'd also like to thank the students of the video production program here at South Kitsap who made this television program possible. And again, the final score, South Kitsap Wolves 60, Puyallup Vikings 77. We'll be back with you the next home game, October 7th, as the Wolves take on Bellarmine. So long and good evening from the South Kitsap High School.
Good night, Lee.
Good night, Brian.